was what I call an implied threat. They nodded, and approximately 20 to 30 feet away, Bigfoot, as I call him, got up and walked toward the box. The box changed tone and he dropped, and they said, "As you see, they can be quite lethal." They said they would come back and talk again. They did tell me that my memory would not be tampered with. I thought of all the things I would have liked to ask. I was pretty rocked because I did see the disc and it was quite clear. I'm pretty sure they play rough. It's not Big Brother spiritual beings from space. I'm absolutely convinced they couldn't care less if we live or die. Another pretty wild story there, very similar to the original Skinwalker Ranch accounts, and Joseph Kapp said he actually spoke to Timothy Good regarding this story, the author of Alien Liaison, and he said to his knowledge the family is still living there, and he's got a bit of a follow-up on the blog here. I'll put links to it in the show notes, of course, so you can check it out. Don't go away, we've got a classic mystery from Alternate after the break.
I've been sending you signals, but my signals have never been seen. I've been writing you letters, but those letters never leave me. I bought you a couple of presents, but they sit in the corner unwrapped. I just can't bring myself to fruition.
This next encounter is considered a classic mystery. It's entitled "Observers from Another Dimension Encounter a Mysterious Orb with Two Occupants." It has been theorized that aliens and perhaps ghosts and shadow people as well are actually beings from a dimension of time and space beyond our own. For their own mysterious reasons, they sometimes pay a visit to our plane of existence. They may appear as fleeting shadows, vaporous apparitions, or as creatures piloting strange aircraft. Why do they come? Are they studying us, or are they merely observers on a recreational sightseeing tour of planet Earth? Did David Crow and two colleagues encounter these interdimensional tourists one spring night in the mountains of New York State? This is David's story. I'm a 61-year-old retired sheriff's deputy. This event happened to me and two other officers one night while we were off duty on a fishing trip. We were in upstate New York up in the Adirondack Mountains. It was April the 18th, 2004. We had just come in from the fishing boat and were tying into the dock. While I was tying down my corner, I thought I saw a blue light flash across the lake. I looked up, and just as I did, I noticed that my two buddies looked up as well. The colour of the flash reminded me of those black lights that are popular with kids, and it appeared to be about the size of a softball tossed into the air. We watched this light for a good 5 or 6 seconds. It started to slow down considerably when it got to the opposite side of the lake. It then started descending toward the ground slowly near a farm silo just on the other side. The farm hadn't been used in at least 10 years. We watched this thing move down and down until we could not see it in the sky anymore, but we could still see the coloured glow shining into the air. Being police officers, we decided to investigate this phenomenon. Each of us quickly untied our ropes and jumped back into the boat. We made it across the lake in about 5 minutes tops. As we docked the boat on a friend's dock who was away at the time, we looked in the direction of where the light was, approximately 300 yards away. It was just behind the old silo, so we walked in that direction quite cautiously, yet very excited and quick. When we reached the silo, suddenly the glow became solid again and stopped pulsing. The three of us, walking side by side, each with a pocket knife in hand, made it around to the other side where the light was coming from. What we saw then was something I've never seen or even could have fathomed. It was a glowing circle or sphere about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, still the blacklight colour. This sphere was transparent, and inside of it we saw what looked exactly like two humans, a male and a female, sitting facing one another. Yet there were no visible seats beneath them. The woman had long blonde hair and was clothed in grey and black. The male had medium-length blonde hair with similar clothes. The three of us all watched for a few seconds before we looked at each other and almost simultaneously said, "Are we really seeing this?" Each of us stared, whispering to each other what we were seeing, and all our descriptions were exactly the same. As we were standing only about 25 to 30 feet away from the object, we clearly saw that the male and female had their hands pressed against each other's and their eyes were closed. The sphere surrounding them had an almost fluid look to it, yet seemed solid at the same time. Does that make sense? Well, it didn't make much to us. I had my cigarettes in my shirt pocket, so I pulled them out nervously. As I went to light a cigarette, I just got my lighter flicked and cigarette lit, and the female turned and looked directly at us. My buddy Tom elbowed me and said, "Great, now we've been seen." I didn't feel any fear whatsoever, and later found out neither of them were fearful either. I know this is all very hard to believe. Just imagine us trying to believe it while seeing it up close. After the female looked at us, she smiled very pleasantly and took one hand away from her mate's. He then looked directly at us and smiled a very humbling smile. We all looked at each other again like, seriously? Her hand movement looked as if it was a slight wave, and the male proceeded to follow. My two friends didn't move, but just kept staring. I, however, raised my hand for some odd reason as to wave back. As I did, the two beings looked at each other and smiled. The female then reached her hand outside of the sphere and picked up what looked like some grass. They then closed their eyes again, put their hands back up to one another's, and the sphere began ascending slowly at about the speed of a helicopter ascending. The only noise emitted was a very faint hum, almost like a powerful household iron air cleaner, if that makes sense. The sphere rose to about 50 to 60 feet, and we could see that both the male and female were looking down at us. We could see their heads turn and look down in our direction. Shortly after, I'd say 5 to 10 seconds, the sphere took off quite rapidly. It got smaller and smaller, ascending maybe 20 feet every couple of seconds. It took off directly toward the constellation of Orion, which was visible in the clean night sky until we could not see the sphere anymore. It seemed to have faded right into the third star of Orion's belt. And then poof, we were back in the dark by the silo. We had no flashlights and were almost blind from having all that light and then sudden darkness. We held onto each other to keep from stumbling as we headed back to the boat. That night we sat outside of the camper and recounted and wrote down everything each of us saw. We later compared our notes and all of them were the same. To this day, all three of us remember it and don't tell this story to many people. Our families know and they do believe us, or so they say. A few others here and there know, but this was just as real as anything else I'd ever experienced. I wonder, has anyone else had something like this happen? And finally, on the UFO front, we have issue 123, the latest one of Alternate Perceptions magazine online. You can find it at mysteriousAmerica.net. It's by Brent Rains, and he's writing about Robin McPherson, the space channeler of Oxho, and they've also got Brad Steiger's UFO encounter here. And Rains writes, "Many moons ago, I corresponded with Robin McPherson and her mother Eileen Style. They lived in South Burnaby, British Columbia, and were described in Brad Steiger's thought-provoking book, The Aquarian Revelations from 1971. On July the 10th of 1971, Robin wrote me this detailed letter about their experiences. She wrote, "My mother and I sighted our first craft in April of 1968. Prior to this sighting, my mother in particular had been dreaming vividly, and after the sighting, this seemed to be noticeably heightened and more frequent. We didn't connect the two at the time. There seemed to be a heightened awareness. It wasn't scary at all. We had a very comforting feeling and a desire in both of us to pursue knowledge along spiritual lines. Looking back on the year and a half between our contacts, we were changed in some way that was very refreshing. My mother actually began receiving a month before I did, but did not go into trance. Then in late October 1969, after supper and a hard day at work in the company of my mother, my grandmother and a girlfriend, I became sleepy, and the next thing I knew, I was receiving from craft." So obviously they're referring to channeling here. They're channeling some entity. She continues to say, "That night we were told we had a mission and what it was. I was to channel, and Eileen, my mother, would receive dreams and visions and other information in a waking state, which would form the basis of our sessions, which were to take on a question and answer format. So Mother and I were paired up from the start, which may be unique in channeling, as we haven't heard of such a combination. It is indeed wonderful to see the manifestation of this age working through us simultaneously." She continued to write, "I've spoken to these entities on the phone and face-to-face as well. They are people just like us, never think they are not. They are here to do a job at great sacrifice to themselves, and they are not mysterious or unreal in any way. They do take a vow of silence in most cases and give you clues through symbolism and mainly by being on their wavelength. This is hard to explain and not understood unless it happens to you. You pick up their vibrations and just know. They are the ones we know working at specific earth jobs and blend into society in this way. The brothers are working in a protective capacity and make sure that true servants are well protected from negative forces. They are in service to God and the Lord of the planet ESU. We are of Anglo-Saxon or Nordic stock. By that I mean Israelite, as are the bulk of the brotherhood who called the Norse. This is not to be confused with Judaism, who are only a remnant of the tribe of Judah. The Brotherhood have always been here in a protective capacity during cyclic change, in particular to help the one God people. They are the same ones who parted the waters for Moses and did other so-called miracles mentioned in our Bible. They are responsible at this time for carrying as many as is possible through the tribulation or Jacob's trouble and into the new age or dimension of spirit we know as the resurrection. It gets even more bizarre from here, people. She says, yes, occasionally a pain in the head or ears, but nothing blinding. The preparation is slow and gentle, and when you are ready, there is a mind expansion occurring to those who are raising their vibrations through meditation and spiritual attunement and an awareness of the God power within each one of us. Eileen smokes and has been told it is not harmful to her. We both enjoy a glass of wine and do not have much desire for meat. This feeling about meat came about naturally and with no preconceived notions about it prior to our first sighting, and seems to be a natural development. We do not consider ourselves vegetarians, for if we feel like meat, we eat it. Our teachings have discouraged fanaticism and keep off the grass signs, which we are told do more harm than good when they become fetishes. We have been encouraged to live as normally and naturally as possible and to be happy and enjoying the moment and not to be worrying about should I or shouldn't I. Neither one of us has ever suffered disorientation or any such kindred ailment. Electrical appliances such as lights and phones seem to react to both of us. Sometimes the lights blink on and off as a signal. Power failures are usually associated with craft, and one occurred in our area the night of our first sighting. Through our guidance, we have been made aware of negative forces, but a positive mind and spiritual attunement keep these away. This is very important to know, for there is much protection available, but our thoughts, if negative or fearful, can attract these forces. I do not believe any true servant would ever be bothered by these literal threats. There must be some reason why some people have been threatened. Possibly they have been on phenomena. The Brotherhood would not intervene if such were the case. That is our opinion, for we have been made very aware of the protective influence of these people at times when there could have been trouble from outside sources had they not intervened. Earth inhabitants must realize that there is only one master of this ship, and he is the Lord of the planet. All servants must be in service to him, and this includes the Brotherhood. They are here in great numbers, and if they were not, we would have been in deep trouble years ago with our atomic testing and other contaminations and warfare. The craft are here, and the sooner people understand why, the better. We have never materialized craft, or would we try. These people are busy working in service to God and their brothers. If they wish to be seen, you see them, but most of the time they stay in the fourth dimension. They have allowed us to photograph them when they were not visible to the naked eye. The camera will pick up the impression when the eye cannot. This was a wonderful experience, as we were told not to click the camera, that it would be done by craft operators. They gave us this experience for our own reassurance and not to justify their existence as far as the public are concerned. They could find many ways to discount the reality of these pictures, so we do not show them off. But we know, and that is what is important. We don't think they go in for indulging people's egos or game playing, such as displaying your powers. Then she writes, people can control the weather if they put their mind to it. This we know, but it is not to be encouraged to interfere with nature or again display your ego. The language of space is purely telepathic. Word games are third-dimensional only, and a barrier set up to confound and confuse mankind. No true communication exists when the spoken word is the only tool of communication. This occurs when people convey their true feelings via thought, not words. I've answered your letter promptly, as I feel your approach is an honest and intelligent one, and if we can in any way help people to understand what is happening, we are very anxious to do so. So many UFO organizations seem to be on the wrong track. Craft are here. Let's get on to some more important things and stop these ridiculous repetitive sighting reports. The big thing is for people to be prepared spiritually within themselves individually, for it is an individual development. The Brotherhood are watching closely all developing individuals at this time. People have to relinquish their ego trips and become selfless in service to God before they will ever really understand what is happening or actually receive any meaningful proof of the existence of these people. The Brotherhood are in service to God, not man, as are all true servants. Respectfully, Robin McPherson. Wow, what do you do with a letter like that? Well, Rains continues that Steiger's Aquarian Revelations book revolved mainly around the incredible UFO contactee accounts described by McPherson and her mother. Brad had met them in New York City, where they claimed that they had been directed by the Space Brothers, being identified as Oxho, supposedly a resident of a nearby galaxy, communicated to a young Robin McPherson that the Cabot Fault in Newfoundland was losing much stability and that they needed to go to that region to warn the people that the land there was in danger of sinking into the Atlantic. Eileen and a friend named Carol Clark set out for that part of the country. They weren't there for long when they were suddenly instructed to catch a flight for New York City, where Eileen came to understand that the ET intelligence felt that they should go to get the message of OXO published. While staying at the Tudor Hotel, none other than the noted UFO journalist Brad Steiger had flown 1,000 miles to reach the Big Apple and interview the contactees. A New York editor had tipped him off to the story. Brad got a room also at the same hotel when early one morning he was offered proof of the alien reality that his own eyes could behold. And here Rains has Brad's account, which was detailed in his book, of what he saw on December the 14th, 1969. Steiger wrote at 3:30 a.m. Sunday morning, Eileen called my room. She said, "You asked if we had brought any flying saucers with us. If you come up here now, you will be able to see them out your window." Commingled with the excitement in her voice was a distinct note of triumph. Since I am basically a night person, I had been lying in bed reading rather than sleeping, but I was tired and did not feel like getting dressed. Besides, even though our intentions were honourable, the bellboys might not think so if they saw a man in pyjamas entering the room of two women at nearly 4 a.m. Would even the most open-minded bellhop really believe that I was going in there to watch flying saucers out the window? "My ears are just ringing with alerts," Eileen gasped as if in pain. "What are the alerts about?" I asked. "I don't know. How I wish Robin was here to channel. I've tried automatic writing, but nothing seems to come tonight. Oh, it has to be something about the fault. They must be working terribly hard to keep it together. Come up and see them." "Tomorrow night," I told her. "Have them come back tomorrow night." The UFOs, or whatever they were, did come back the next night. Steiger continues to write, "How I wish I could really be certain of what I saw that Sunday night in December. Suddenly in the night sky, a red globe would appear. Bam! It did not visibly come from anywhere. It was all of a sudden there. Then another would appear. Bam! The same way. Where there had once been darkness, there was a fiery ball of light. There were never more than 3 UFOs at one time. They would travel slowly downward in an erratic swaying motion. Rather, I guess, like an autumn leaf falling from a branch in slow motion. The sky would be empty of light for a moment, then bam! Another red globe would appear. I know that they were not airplanes. We were looking toward LaGuardia Airfield, and we were able to compare the UFO's motion and size with numerous types of aircraft as the conventional vehicles came in for landings. They were not flares because the lights could remain absolutely stationary for several minutes. At other times, they would appear to dart about in a motion that reminded me of water bugs skimming across the surface of a still pond. They were not any kind of gigantic neon light display because I only saw the lights on that one night. Eileen and Carol, as I recall, only reported seeing them on Sunday morning and Sunday evening, or within the same 24-hour period and nearly 24 hours apart. Apart from the objects themselves, whatever they might have been, there may have been a physiological effect worth recording. The 3 of us had stood at the window watching the unidentified lights for quite some time when Eileen excused herself to go to the bathroom. "The same thing happened to me last night," Carol told me. "What do you mean?" I asked her. "Dysentery, diarrhea. After I watched the lights for a while, I had to go quickly to the bathroom. Eileen watched longer than I last night, and she has gone several times today." It was not long after Eileen had rejoined us at our narrow watchtower that Carol excused herself to enter the bathroom. Steiger writes there is a great deal that we do not yet understand about the effects of the light spectrum upon both our minds and our bodies, and there is a considerable amount of research currently being carried out concerning the positive and negative effects of certain sound waves. Is it possible that their staring at the lights had in some way brought about their loose bowels? Or had they simply been drinking too much tea and undergoing a bit more excitement than their intestinal tracts were accustomed to dealing with back in Vancouver? It's a pretty wild contactee report there. That's from Brent Rains at mysteriousAmerica.net. It's the Alternate Perceptions magazine, issue 123 for April this year. And of course the account there was from Brad Steiger's 1971 book, The Aquarian Revelations. The next one's from Ananova.com. A couple of fun stories to finish the show off with. This one's about spreading the F word. A foul-mouthed parrot who once told a vicar to F off has been teaching other birds how to swear. Barney the macaw has refused to clean up his act despite being taken to a language specialist. His most shocking outburst was when he told a mayoress and a vicar and 2 police officers to F off and called them wankers when they visited Warwickshire Wildlife Sanctuary. And the 7-year-old macaw has now been spreading his obscene vocabulary to 2 other parrots, Sam and Charlie, at the centre. Owner Jeff Grucock said, "It sounds like a builder's yard sometimes when we come in here. And what with all the abuse flying about, they just sit there swearing at each other now, all kinds of foul language. It's unbelievable." Mr. Grucock added these birds can live until they're 70, so there's potentially another 60 years of this to contend with. Parrot expert Rob Harvey said the birds usually talk to get the attention of their owners. He added this case is so unusual because parrots are copying another parrot. And the final story for today is the man who's going to be evicted from his elaborate treehouse in Seattle. He was kicked while he was down, but he eventually found a way to build a new life. But now David Sasky is on the brink of another fall. 2 years ago, Sasky found himself homeless, surrounded by dead ends. He said, "I was divorced, I had bad credit, I have animals with me, I have 2 walls against me, I can't hurdle either one." But then he found 3 sturdy trees under the Ship Canal Bridge in the East Lake neighbourhood and decided to build himself a treehouse. While earning a very modest living by rescuing animals, Sasky kept plugging away at the idea. He said, "I'm not your typical homeless person, I just wanted a home." Sasky crafted his new home in the vacant lot underneath the interstate with patience and makeshift material. The result is an urban terrace of sorts with a priceless view. Sasky said, "I've pieced things together. I built it with love and safety. It's very important to me." The man's labour of love didn't go unnoticed. Neighbours who heard Sasky hammer and saw away for months stopped by for a look. The neighbours have named it the Tree Harbour. But unfortunately then came the boot. On Monday, the city served him with an eviction notice telling him to pack up, move out and move into a shelter. A complaint from a neighbour triggered the city's action. The city gave Sasky 48 hours to vacate the home that took him years to build, comply or get tossed out, the city said. And you can't miss the pictures from this story. It's a pretty crazy treehouse. I don't know how it's withstood any type of wind. It looks like a bit of a mess. It's definitely an eyesore. I can understand why they'd want to get rid of it. But there's heaps of pictures on the website here. It's at seattlepi.com. And that brings us to a close for this extended version of Mysterious Universe. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being premium. I'll have a Mind Shots episode out for you shortly after this. So until then, enjoy your weekend.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left. That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
I don't know.
All right, we're ready to go.
All right, that's Marcus. I'm Ben. With us as always
We
from
started-
LA.
We started this?
Yeah, we started it, buddy.
Good.
Who are you?
My name is Hollywood Boulevard, Henry Zabrowski, coming to you straight from the streets of the dirty, shitty city, Hollywood, California.
Very
Woo!
nice. You got an LA update for us, Henry?
Ooh, yeah, millions of dollars.
Are you rich
Skyping
now?
in.
Yeah, Henry Zabrowski is Skyping in, so this will be our first experiment with it. I think it should work out perfectly. Henry, I hear you have some LA evil to tell us.
Oh, So I'm out here. This is an evil town. This is a haunted place. Everywhere you go, there's like, there's always like a man walking down the street. He's got a Snoopy hat on, and he's got like, headphones not connected to anything, and he's just going like, "You got the star quality," and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get a taco. This
Right.
is this whole fucking town.
Uh-huh.
So recently, there's been a break in what was one of the most famous unsolved crimes in all of true crime history, the Black Dahlia murders.
Oh.
Now,
I thought
do you
that
want
was
to go
Hal
through any of these
Carrot Top's
details?
movie.
I've pulled this up for the Black Dahlia. Anybody who's not aware of the brutal crime of the Black Dahlia murders, it's a young woman named Elizabeth Short was basically, there's a lot of conjecture about whether or not she was like a prostitute or she was like just a normal woman.
She was a
But
nice
back in the
lady.
1940s, there was a really hard decision-making process to tell whether or not a woman was a prostitute or just modern.
Mm-hmm.
How do you,
know,
how is that a difficult
'cause people
process?
couldn't
Did
handle
she
it.
take money before sex, or did she not take money before sex? That's pretty much the
Yeah, exactly.
definition
Was
of it.
she wearing pants?
Well,
or
here's
was
some
she
of the-
wearing a finely fitted skirt?
Well, here's some of the gory details. This is how her body was found. Short's body was severed at the waist and completely drained of blood. Her face was slashed at the corners of her mouth, and she had multiple cuts on her thighs and breasts where entire portions of flesh had been removed. She was washed, and her body was posed with her hands over her head and her legs spread. And here's a fun fact. When you have your mouth slashed from the corner of your mouth on, it's called a Glasgow smile.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
absolutely
something?
terrifying. Also just imagining a Polish person smiling is really very sad.
No, wait, that's Scottish.
Oh, I'm sorry. Another barbarian race in the fucking
Yeah.
shitty Europe.
I like that they just completely tore her apart, and they're like, "Well, now clean her up, goddammit."
Yeah.
Put her
Well,
in
she
the
could
tub.
be smiling.
Yeah. Why does she look so sad? It looks like we just like cut off half of her body. Make her smile.
She also, this crime was possibly linked to several other things, including another guy called the Cleveland, what's his name? Like the Cleveland Marauder, the Cleveland Torso Murderers, which was another group of murders in which women were just sawed in half, which just takes a lot of energy.
It
Ooh.
is.
And it was also known as the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run.
That's a fun one.
Oh, ooh. That's going to be the name of my Shakespeare play about my life.
I feel like all the cuts of meat here at this butcher shop are really human-like. This is good. Tasty.
You know what, though? I love it. I love it.
I'm
I
going
love
back.
It. It's just like, calm down, Martha. You're getting very intense about the meat.
Don't look at me like
there
that,
was a lot
Martha.
of, no one knew what was going on, basically because it was obviously that she was murdered in another place, because when they found her, she was totally drained of blood, horribly mutilated. And now recently, the son of the man who owned the lot that she was found, his name was George Hill Hodel, a Los Angeles doctor. His son has become a very famous true crime author. His name is Steve Hodel. And basically, he's going back through, he's pretty much convinced that his father's the murderer, and he went back with forensics dogs, because apparently, back in the 1940s, especially in LA, this was an incredibly crooked town.
Yeah.
Right.
Much like, I mean, everywhere
Now,
in
yeah.
America in the
Yeah,
1940s.
And this guy, Hodel, was already a principal suspect in the investigation, and the detective had even planted a bug in his house to list for incriminating admissions. But before authorities brought charges, Dr. Hodel abandoned his family and relocated to Asia.
Oh.
And did you hear his, like, when we recorded it? It's like one of the most 1940s confessions I've ever heard. He's just like, supposing I did kill the Black Dahlia. They couldn't prove it now. They can't talk to my secretary because she's dead.
Cracking walnuts the whole time.
But they've basically found a bunch of forensic evidence that's pointing to the fact that it was probably his father.
Okay.
They brought in a bunch of dogs in there because apparently they never did any sort of forensic investigation whatsoever, because he was so well connected and a multimillionaire in the 40s. And, basically they totally slandered Elizabeth Short's name, saying she was a prostitute, essentially everyone kind of believing she deserved whatever she got.
So
So
what's
there was
some of-
not an extensive investigation.
What's the some of the forensics there that they found out, or that they used?
I can't really find anything, but they're just saying that there were traces of Short's remains in his basement.
Well, they're bringing.
He died in 1999, and the son has been trying to get this going since then. And I mean, which is also just kind of baffling to me, the fact that like it took I don't know why it's taking this long, but apparently now they're saying that it's pretty much definite that he's the fucking killer.
Well, they're bringing corpse sniffing dogs into the house. That's they're looking for any kind of traces whatsoever. Apparently, these corpse sniffing dogs can pick something up, 60 years later.
You know how scary that would be if you're an elderly lady, but you're still alive, and the dog just goes up to you and starts sniffing around and then barks. All right.
Around her crotch.
This pussy died 40 years ago.
Like you. I wish all police weren't like this.
Yeah.
But in other LA news, there's also there's some belief that there are some missing confession tapes of Charles Manson, and he may be responsible for like 20 more murders.
Whoa!
Who started
up
this?
In the numbers.
They are up in the numbers. Who's saying that? These are just people saying that?
Where's this thing? I just saw this thing. Where's this? I just had it out, and then I
feel like if he had any more murders under his belt, he would have spoken about them at this point. I mean, he's desperate for attention. He loves the camera. That's at least a couple of other interviews to get him out of solitary confinement if he confesses
That's totally
to 20
true.
other kills.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that is bullshit.
Yeah, same thing.
Dead
as
lawyer.
BTK.
His dead lawyer, says family member, told him of other murders in tape.
Oh, okay.
So everybody involved with whoever had the proof is dead now. So it doesn't even really matter.
Right.
It's total nonsense.
Well, let's continue on with some more total nonsense, Henry. You sent a great email out, and it was a very...
What total nonsense? Hold on, let me close my window. The constant helicopters that hover above L.A. are fucking...
Is it a drone? Look out. They're blowing people up now. They're blowing up American citizens, Henry. Get out of there.
I think that there is a helicopter on my roof.
Did it land?
I don't know. It's
Are there ATF agents
loud.
breaking through your
It's
window?
loud up here.
Have we cracked something too big?
Oh my god, they're fucking onto me, man.
They're reptilians.
So I've been sitting alone in my room quite a bit. So I've been going out. I've been seeing people. I'm trying to have a good time.
You have not been
Basically,
going out.
LA is a font of dumb shit.
Yeah.
But also some of the best magic, ghost, murder stuff on the face of the planet, because everybody who is here is an absolutely total wacko.
Right.
In terms of, especially if you live out in the desert.
Yeah.
And so what I've discovered, I've been reading a lot about on this fantastic website called ghosttheory.com. That I think everyone needs to check out. It does current paranormal news.
Henry, I just have to ask my age-old question: were you wearing pants?
Never.
All right. He does some
Was I wearing pants? Was I wearing socks? Is the question.
Were you?
No. As nude as the Irish.
That's good.
It was.
Well, I don't think the Irish are nude on purpose. They just
No,
can't...
actually, sure, no, nude fucking Irish, dumb Irish wear suits to bed. Because they're sort of...
They go naked to work,
each
but they
other.
wear suits to bed?
Oh, yeah. Because if not, they claw at each other like a bunch of monkeys, the dumb Irish.
All right, so let's get
I'm
back to
having
this.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I've been reading a lot about, new theories on the idea of what ghosts are. And I read this fascinating article that it started here, basically about an experiment that was done in, I believe, Philadelphia. Hold on, I'm just pulling it up again right now because I forgot to lift this up. Where basically a group of scientists and researchers got together and they purposely created a ghost. Now,
Okay, was this before or after the circle jerk?
Investigating deeper into this idea, like, are ghosts true personalities? Are they independent of where they're from? Are they independent of the people that they're haunting? And this is pointing towards this idea that ghosts are just manifestations of things going on inside of our brains.
Okay, and so this was started by, what's this guy's name, Dr. Wilson Van Dessen?
Yeah, I believe it's what is his name? This is the normal one. This is Dr. Joel Witten.
Joel Witten, yes. This is part of the Toronto Society Psychical Research, huh?
Psychical research.
Yes.
Okay.
This is what I do here now. I'm just going to get
It's what you do here, too, so
until
don't...
they thinks that I'm totally insane. But what they don't understand is that I have my finger on the pulse of what's really going on.
I think that they were right the first time when they called you insane.
So basically, let's start with this first story. Basically, these researchers got together and is it possible to create a ghost? So these are the type of familiar ghost experiences that you could say that constitute familiar hauntings.
Some
a
researchers
group of teenagers gathered around a Ouija board receives a mysterious messages from a person's spirit who claims to have died 40 years ago. And then, a paranormal society conducts a seance where they contact ghosts that communicates through table wrappings, right? Which again, it would seem to be a lot of fakery and shankerism back in the day.
Shankerism?
I'm making up words.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's fine.
It is fun. Yeah, so that was all a bunch of bullshit. So this group of researchers, some researchers are out there trying to
and they basically they're saying let's purposely create a ghost and see what happens. So the first task was they wanted to create a fictional historical character that they could contact. They created a person named Philip Aylesford, all right?
Yes.
And so what they started
Great name for a
doing
ghost.
was they would put together a bio of this guy. And so I'll read you the bio of this character they created. Philip was an aristocratic Englishman living in the middle 1600s at the time of Oliver Cromwell. He had been a supporter of the king and was a Catholic. He was married to a beautiful but cold and frigid wife, Dorothea, which is a great name for a woman who doesn't fuck.
Yeah,
the daughter of a neighboring nobleman.
That's the whole bio?
No. One day, when out riding on the boundaries of his estates, which is what aristocrats do, he came across a gypsy encampment. He saw there a beautiful, dark-eyed girl, raven-haired gypsy girl named Margot, and fell instantly in love with her because she smelled like a dog.
What?
Brought her back.
Are you making that part up?
To live in the gatehouse near the stables of Diddington Manor.
Diddington.
Interesting. For some time, he kept his love nest secret, but eventually Dorothea, the woman with the frozen vagina, realizing he was keeping someone else there, found Margot, the dog woman, and accused her of witchcraft and stealing her husband. Philip was too scared of losing his reputation and his possessions to protest at the trial of Margot, and then the dog woman was convicted of witchcraft and burned at the stake.
So the woman with the frozen vagina killed the dog woman out of jealousy for this Philip character.
Yes, and absolutely. And then basically rounded out, and then they say that Philip was stricken with such remorse that he committed suicide in his house.
And so
what they did was,
he cast himself from the battlements in a fit of agony and remorse.
Interesting.
Which again, only aristocrats can really feel.
I mean,
which is screaming through yards and yards of wool. But basically, so what they decided to do is they would set up these seance. They began formal sittings, and they would sit and they would fill out the bio of Philip. They would sit and they would talk to Philip and just say things about Philip's life, repeating all the stuff. Basically, as they were going, it worked. They found there was a boom, boom, two big raps on a table, and basically they would say all these crazy sort of poltergeist behavior would show up in the room. But the thing is that they would ask a questions and it would start speaking through a Ouija board.
Okay.
This entity which did not exist before, and it would do physical things in the room. But its limitations were it couldn't imagine anything outside of the bio that they created for it.
So they gave him a woman with a frozen vagina and a dog face girl. They could have thrown him in a nice pretty gal every now and again.
Absolutely, yeah. You could have put a Jenny McCarthy in there.
Oh my! Hollywood has changed you, my friend.
Ooh.
Jenny McCarthy.
By the way,
no, I'm just saying, just that's for me.
Real quick off subject. Have you seen any porn stars? Because I was there for a week. Remember that porn star we saw pumping gas?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
that's
hot.
right.
Oh,
no, I haven't.
Get out of your house. Put some pants on.
I can't leave this house.
You
I can't leave
can.
this house because the helicopters, they follow me to the taco stand.
All right, lunatic.
So if I am reading between the lines here correctly,
Yeah.
the only place you've been going since you came to LA is the taco stand.
Listen. They know me
Until
there,
they ban
all right?
you.
They know what I like.
Yeah, I'm sure you go to the taco stand every day at 9 a.m. with your headshot in tow, and you give them your headshot, and then you're
In a
like, "Do I get-"
briefcase. It's just one headshot in a briefcase.
Yeah.
And I
Work?
just walk down the 405 freeway,
Yeah.
and I just flash it at people.
You're like the McCarthy of comedians. That's great.
No, me and Edward, I'm here with Ed a lot, and we go and take up space at restaurants here.
I'm sure you
Yeah,
do.
I saw you guys took a nice trip to what was it, Knott's Berry
Knott's
Farm?
Berry Farm, yeah.
We did.
Yeah, you guys both look real
I mean, appropriate. Yeah, you guys look perfect in
Man,
Knott's
he's
Berry
gotten
Farm.
big.
I know, hasn't he gotten fat? I was watching The Burn the other day, and I'm like, I
so
know TV
thick
adds
now.
10 pounds, but it looks to add like an entire whale to him. I mean, that is astronomical. Henry,
Yeah,
we-
he's out there. He's enjoying himself.
I don't know if he is, but either way, let's get back to this Philip Ghost character.
So basically, I was reading about this, and the climax of the experiment was a seance conducted before a live audience of 50 people. The session was also filmed as part of a television documentary.
This seance was
Fortunately,
recorded
Philip
before
was
a
not
live
stage
studio
shy and
audience.
performed above expectations. Besides table wrappings, other noises around the room, and making lights blink off and on, the group actually attained a full levitation of the table. It rose only a half-inch above the floor, which seems more of a David Blaine kind of thing, but this
Sure.
incredible feat was witnessed by a group and the film crew. Unfortunately, the dim lighting prevented the levitation from being captured on the film.
Oh, interesting.
And here is basically the Toronto organization of cyclical research basically pointed towards like this idea that we create ghosts.
Yeah, and the Psychical Research Center was headed up by Dr. A.R.G. Owen, Dr. Arg.
His fucking mother named him when she fucking bumped her vagina on the edge of a table.
And a child was born.
But so as I was reading this, I was like, this is really interesting. But it reminded me of this concept that I keep seeing pop up, like reading about like different ghost theories. And one of this is an ancient, like this, it's a Buddhist principle in an object known as a tulpa.
Mm-hmm. What's the tulpa all about?
A tulpa is it's an autonomous consciousness which also exists in a self-imposed hallucinatory body, which is usually much of your choice. Now, basically, it's just this idea. It's the same exact thing. We're using concentration and using meditation. You conjure a being, like you basically put a personality into a space, and eventually it materializes to you and then becomes a totally separate entity to you, and can help you memorize things, can help you, like, basically, it remembers every single thing you've ever done with it, every single thing you've ever read with it. Is it
Facebook?
It can be your confidant, it can be your enemy, all this dumb shit.
Okay. And so, what are some of the steps to creating a tulpa?
I'm not
Are you
totally
shitting?
sure. So again, what I love about the internet is that if you look, you receive a whole bunch of dumb advice.
Right.
But this was actually recent. So a guy named Irish created this website called tulpa.info.
Yes, and the heading on it is For Science.
Ah,
For
yes.
science.
This is
Which I'm
recent,
into,
too. He
but
just
he's a
posted this
super
last
nerd.
year.
Okay. New information has come to light.
New information has come to light, dude.
This is the first time you've ever trusted the Irish, though. What's going on, Henry?
This is my problem, is that if only he would if his name had been China, I would have been fine with it.
Right. They got all the information.
Exactly. But I mean, at the same time, I can't smell this guy, so I'm fine with him calling himself Irish.
Okay.
You know?
And this guy's a fucking nerd, too. Like an annoying nerd.
You know what? I don't believe it. I don't
Yeah.
believe it. The guy who has the Tulpa website? I thought he'd be Prince Charming.
And there's an extremely
this is the-
long FAQ.
All right, so basically, this man's making the argument that ghosts are not real, ghosts are created by man's imagination. How does this make you feel in regards to the ghost conversation? I don't particularly want this to be true because I like the idea of ghosts to be a real group of folks that live in another world.
But it fits back into more of the idea of how much our consciousness are involved in what goes on in reality. When in terms of, like, everything can be explained, and go back into, like, well, then ghosts can totally be scientifically explained because it's all just refractions back of, like, how we deal with the goop that is reality.
So
I've spent a lot of time high in this room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I firmly believe that's true. So how does this make you feel? Have you?
Dude, this is my favorite example of Irish's ultimate nerdiness, because they put it on here, instead of saying tulpas, they say tulpe, Tulpae.
Man, if you weren't going to read this, I was going to.
Yeah, you want to read it? You read it.
So he's got a gigantic FAQ, and there's a lot of information, a lot of questions
Can we just say it's
you notice because he has a
AQ?
whole
How
form
frequently
for
are
questions, but then he keeps saying in the form for question, just refer to the fact, and then you realize, oh, it's because all it is fucking questions because it all may be total fucking alone person bullshit.
Yeah, and so the FAQ on general information, the third fucking question is, why are you putting a Latin plural on a Tibetan word?
Nerd.
Yeah. And it's like, there are 4 main reasons for the Latin plural. And then you got 1, because tulpas, tulpi, and whatnot sound kind of awkward. 2, because Tibetan words don't really correct suffixes for plurals. They more or less change the word in some cases. You still want
Knock the milk out of his hand.
Yeah, exactly.
You still want people to know what you're talking about so they don't think the words are 2 different things. 3, because on the Wikipedia page about tulpe sort of implies that thought forms are tangible. And by adding the those in that believe. 4, because
pizza,
Irish and I
nerd.
decided a couple months ago that it sounded coolest.
That whole sentence needs to be finished with the words, "Geez, Mom."
Jeez, Mom.
No, get out of
That's
here.
great. No, this is so basically what he says is in order to do this,
Mm-hmm.
he has like a little setup, his guide of how he created his tulpa, which I can only imagine looks like a 14-year-old Asian girl.
Okay. Anime?
Because he doesn't describe what his tulpa looks like. I'm gonna make my tulpa look like I was thinking like just a pair of floating boobs.
No.
That's a nice tulpa. Yeah. I
Like,
like
how
that one.
big? Like a normal sized pair of boobs or like a
4
gigantic?
foot across.
4
And
foot
with Gilbert
across.
Gottfried's voice.
Wow. Wow.
What are you doing, Henry?
That sounds like a
So-
terrifying tulpa.
Yeah.
I like it though.
That's what I'm going for.
Good.
So at the very beginning, he's just like, this is why he got into creating his own tulpa. I was bored and found this whole tulpa ordeal a year ago or so and decided I wanted a companion of sorts, so the idea of a tulpa really hit home. So this is also the caveat that he has to put at the very top of this. I decided on the form and the type of tulpa that I wanted and what I'd use a tulpa for. Basically companionship. I found that in this stage, it is best to get rid of ulterior motives and thoughts such as making a tulpa just for sex or making a tulpa just so I can beat the shit out of it. These are bad and counterproductive and usually result in a tulpa that will try to hurt you mentally.
Interesting.
So again,
I mean, all this is he's just talking about making an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
That's
it.
all this is.
Yeah.
but it's the idea of it's again this idea of self-hypnosis.
Henry?
Where if you create it to the point where it can totally because you know how they say like people in solitary, you talk to your brain for a period of time and then it begins to talk to you back, much like I have been doing here.
That's what I was
In my
going to ask
room.
you. How lonely are you right now on a scale of not talking to yourself to talking to yourself?
LA is the equivalent of just being in a hibernation chamber.
Yeah, it's a horrible place.
You could go outside. It is a sprawling, wonderful place full of chicks with huge bosoms.
Yeah, but I can't be boogie boarding all day. I can't be
Boogie
surfing on my
boarding?
way to work.
Don't bring
you know?
Swayze into this. We're not talking Point Break over here. No one's asking you to go to the ocean. Come on.
It's cold in the ocean. I don't have my swimsuits with me. All I have is my black t-shirts with dead women on them.
Ah, yes. Good. Maybe it's best you stay inside.
Ooh, you got to see my new White Zombie T-shirt. It's pretty sweet.
I love it. I absolutely love it, and it gets the appropriate reaction here. So what he does is he comes up with this concept of a wonderland, where you create a land for your tulpa to live in, and basically you just fill it with thought, and you say things such as like you tell it its history, you have it speak to you, blah blah blah, in your brain, and then he says after a while he started feeling a funny feeling in the back of his head towards his spine, and then that's when it starts showing up in front of you.
Okay.
You know, really going through this entire thing and reading it, you could replace the word tulpa with Furby, and it would make the same exact sense.
So have you tried
Can my Furby work as an alarm clock?
again?
I love it.
will my
Can I
Furby
cut
kill
a
me /
hole in
harm
my
me?
Furby and fuck it? Because that's what this is about.
Will my Furby get jealous?
Furbies do get jealous.
The Furby all the things getting jealous, but it's very intense. So it's like, is it true? Is it not true? I don't know. Like,
Well,
I
have
don't
you-
know if you're because there's also a big debate. It's like, are you just inspiring schizophrenia in yourself?
Yeah, I think it's just imaginary friend time.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Have you got a stinging in the back of your head going into your spine? Have you tried this yet? Have you created a tulpa?
No, 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 no. What I've been trying to do is I'm trying to set up a thing called I'm trying to think that what's the proper term for it. It's called a ghost mirror. It's called a psychomantium,
Okay. And what's a ghost
Um,
mirror?
and which is you just put a mirror in your room and then you need flickering light and then you look at it until you look at the mirror until you see ghosts.
Man,
See, what I like most about this thing about you being on Skype is that me and Ben can give each other disapproving looks about you without you seeing.
It's different when I'm in the room. This is hard not being in the room.
yeah, no, it is. It's fun. It's interesting not to see you so that I can really like fully understand who you are as a person.
This
Because
is
I feel
truly
like
how I come across.
because
on
you're
the
charming
podcast
in
to humans.
yeah.
Is how you're hearing me.
Right. Yeah, you're charming in real life. You're cute and squishy and lovable. And then now I just feel like you're sad and lonely and weak.
I'm not. I am filled with tacos. They
We've gotten
they
that.
keep me so nice. I also got some new stuff. Yeah, from way uptown. I got this again farm fresh perfect weed that you can only get
nice.
here. God.
See, that's
So
a
once
good
you
thing
got
about
that.
LA. That's the
But,
first nice thing you said.
There's famous examples of this in history. There's a woman named Alexandra David Niel
Okay.
who was like a fucking woman's revolutionary, traveled the world, and basically was one of the first women to ever meet the Dalai Lama, like all this stuff. And she said that she created a tulpa that looked like a gigantic sort of Friar Tuck-like creation.
Ah.
And the problem with it was this big, it looked like me with the fucking wig on, where it's like it was this big, jolly Friar Tuck character.
Right.
And then
Fun.
the problem was that these entities gain they gain sentience and they get to leave you and they're not a part of your personality anymore and you can't control them. And this creation of hers became evil and became like skinny and hawk nosed and stuff.
What?
And then it took her 20 years to destroy it with mind bullets.
With mind
So-
bullets. Where do you
Wow.
buy those at? Can you get those at Walmart?
No. You make mind bullets. That was the guy was talking about too. It's like if you make your tulpa and you don't like it, well, first of all, you should start thinking about why you even made tulpa in the first place. But second of all, if you gotta get rid of a negative tulpa, then you're really gonna have to come at it with some pretty severe psychic assaults because it's pretty permanently etched into the universe's fucking fabric.
It sounds like an RPG game.
It is an RPG game.
Okay.
It's another thing here too, where you can create items for your tulpa,
Yeah.
which is that is RPG talk.
It is. It is.
Items for your tulpa.
It definitely is. So how do you create a mind bullet?
I mean, it just
You have to have,
seems
like,
like
a mind
it seems that a
factory,
lot of
or-
it's like you just ignore it, and then a lot of it you literally just go like, "Go away, go away."
Okay.
When you're in a new
Well,
place, the new
your parents
roommate,
are having
and you're
dinner.
sitting alone in your room, and you just hear like, "Go away, go away" in the other room.
Yeah.
I'm certain that that's pretty. It's
So
pretty
it's just
difficult. for
so it's
everyone
just like
around you.
exorcism where you just yell a bunch.
Yeah.
And that's a mind bullet.
Yeah.
The whole time your
Get out of
parents
here!
are
You're stupid, Tulpa.
your parents are eating dinner in the dining room very quietly, just wondering if you're ever going to have a girlfriend. What did we create? He's an odd boy.
Because that's the other thing too. Is like a lot of these dudes also be like, "Can I make my Tulpa like animated, like a squirrel?" And it's like all this stuff, and he's just like, yes, you can, but you just have to be aware that you're gonna have to put a lot more energy into making it really fit into normal environment. But yes, you could definitely make an animated Tulpa if you wish. Fucking
If you-
losers.
and it's all definitely in the type of languages. If you wish.
If you wish, I guess.
not what
These
I would do.
fucking guys, I love them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
great. They're great guys. So have you tried to go to the mirror yet and create that? Do you have a mirror in your room right now, or are you going to go purchase one?
No. I mean, I have a little mirror, but it's a little circus, it's a little circus mirror-y. I have this room in here. I think it's a little belt because I look a lot fatter in it than I should be. There's
I
gotta
just
be
want
something
to. I
wrong
just
with
do
this
want to
mirror.
say, we've discussed what you have been doing in LA. Knott's Berry Farm was mentioned, and I
Yeah.
believe 4 trips to the taco stand.
Yes. And
So
not
perhaps
wearing pants.
right.
I had bone marrow last night, so it's different.
You had bone marrow.
It's the worst thing you could possibly eat.
Oh my god, it's like God's mayonnaise. God put his perfect mayonnaise inside our bones.
That's the worst. That's the meanest thing a human god could ever do. Putting mayonnaise inside the bones.
Because that's where it's most delicious. You gotta crack the buns.
What animal do you get that out of?
Oh, I think I had it. That was out of cow, but you can get it out of any animal with big, thick bones.
Anything.
You can't really do it with chickens. I think you can suck on chicken bones until
Sure.
they turn into liquid.
Oh,
but
okay.
That's like a desert thing. That's like an African thing.
Oh, okay.
Now this is different here. It's like we choose the biggest, thickest bone and we snap it in half, and then you just scoop all the stuff out of it, and they put a bunch of chimichurri sauce on it. So it was really spicy.
Well, speaking of food and Los Angeles and ghosts and dead people, Henry, why don't you tell us the story? You're living with a roommate who pickles everything.
I have to do this.
And he pickles everything,
We'll
and
cover
recently
this. We will cover this
Can you tell the story today, or you want to tell it later?
later.
You want to tell it later?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll save the pickle story. But we're talking about the tulpas, of course, and it could be argued that if this bullshit is real, then, like, I'm assuming that the roommate is probably in the kitchen right now.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
You know, the thing is, Henry,
Yes.
he is definitely more creeped out by you. Always remember that. Yeah, it's just really weird. He just brings his
That's
mirror
great.
into his
I know.
bedroom
I
and
was
flickers
actually
his
sitting
lights.
here yesterday. I was thinking about everyone who lives with me must be terrified of me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You nailed
That's-
it. Anyway,
Alright.
get back to the Telpas.
To the tulpas is that if all of this presupposing if this bullshit has any kind of truth to it whatsoever, then of course it has to do with some sort of energy that you're projecting out into the universe.
Sure.
That a lot of people say that ghosts are merely leftover energies from our brains. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So therefore, when some people die in particularly fucked up ways, that energy is burst out into the universe in concentrated forms, which become ghosts.
I think that's incredibly valid, and I think that in the end it does sort of tie into all of this, and just this idea that we affect our environment by just having consciousness.
No, I see that, but with the energy situation, then that goes against what he's talking about with the Telpa, where it's created by yourself. Isn't it when you die, your energy goes out?
That's the purposeful creation of a ghost. That just shows that if it actually can happen, if you can create an autonomous personality with just your own brain, is that you can manipulate reality with just your will.
So he's not arguing another existence of ghosts which just happened naturally.
Yes.
So he thinks that they both exist, but he thinks he can create them as well.
Oh no, this is all coming from me now.
Oh, this is all you.
This is you. Yeah.
You're the nerd I need to discuss this with. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, so a lot of people say that ghosts are negative energies that come from us. Tulpas, I mean, that's a positive energy because you're creating something that you're creating a buddy.
Unless it looks like Friar Tuck.
Unless it looks
Yes.
well, that's still positive.
Well, no, because then it loses weight and it gets a beak for a nose. That's what that
That's the
woman's story
problem.
was.
I think you should just go ahead and make a little girl, like Japanese girl with long black hair and like no face.
Yeah.
Just so you can
Guaranteed
get
to
past
die.
the scary part.
Yeah.
Just setting the bar low, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So this comes from healinghauntedhouses.com. So let's go over right now negative energetic imprints.
Ooh, let's hear about it.
Let's start with thought form energy, which ties into the tulpas.
Okay.
This is negative.
Pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. And
That's what I do when I make my thought form energy.
Yes.
I just sit alone in the room and go pew 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 pew.
You're adorable. In situations where a person holds strong, emotionally charged thoughts or even beliefs and hold them for a long period of time, they can create a separate energetic form called a negative thought form energy. This energetic form, which can attach to people and things, is sustained and magnified by the originator's own energy, and besides drawing upon their energetic resources, it can affect the energy field of the person who created the thought form of the energy field of their environment in a negative way. So, what this is saying is that people can create involuntarily negative tulpas.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, the people
It's like
can-
Kathy at work, who's always fucking up the schedule. You're doing it.
Yeah. So so that's
Kathy
so that's,
works hard.
So in addition to consciously creating positive thought form energies, people can also create negative thought form energies involuntarily, and that is another explanation of what certain ghosts are, which could also work into poltergeist. Like, say, you notice that a lot of poltergeist activity happens when there are young girls going through puberty or divorces in houses. A lot of strange, just fucking like horrible shit going on. That's when the poltergeist fucking activity happens. So it could be argued that poltergeist could be negative tulpas.
Interesting.
Definitely, and I'm actually very much into that. I actually think that that's very true. I think it's all accidental. It's his energy doesn't know what to do, and then it's kind of trapped in this room.
Yep.
Right. So what are some negative energies?
There's also adversarial energies.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, were those negative energies you just went through?
No. I just went through negative energetic thought form energy.
Oh, okay.
This is just negative. This is adversarial energies. These are
Adversarial.
outside of ourselves.
Okay.
These
So,
negative.
yeah, these are things. So where do they say this stuff comes from? Is this sort of a more of the idea that it's like interdimensional?
Yeah, this is the idea that all energy comes from one place. They don't call it God, but it is essentially God.
Okay.
That all energies come from one place, and that there's no evil or good energy. It's more of a positive and negative energy, and energy can be manipulated throughout by human consciousness.
Okay.
That all
Yes.
of this, that's how it's manipulated. So adversarial energies. They create adversity in our lives by magnifying or energizing our negative thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and as a result of our actions, some adversarial energies attach to and amplify the negative feelings of ghosts and earthbound spirits. When people die before their time and stay behind, they, as ghosts or spirits, can still feel anger, frustration, hate, and sadness, particularly when they realize they are trapped there. So you're just talking about pissed off ghosts
Right.
that feed upon your energy. It's kind of like the energy that you put out when you're pissed off or something.
Right.
Those spirits absorb that energy, and so therefore they become more fucked up. They become more
Right.
aggressive. Yes.
Yeah,
You-
that's
you
like this.
feed the
That's like your
beast.
friend Mindy trying to explain to you why you're still single.
Right.
Oh, did you fucking put it out there? But it's also what the research center was also talking about when they created the Philip entity. Is that they actually don't know. That's the big question left behind. Is like, are we actually? There is room for, or do we make these things, or when we give them credence, when we give them attention, do we allow that? Do we allow spirits that otherwise exist to take form?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and they also argue that curses are negative thought form energy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Every single time, yeah, I just tell an old bitch on the street to go fuck herself. That's what I'm doing. I'm fucking throwing ghosts at her.
Yeah. I mean, it's very possible that old bitch will be an old witch, though, and she can curse you. It's very dangerous. It's a risky maneuver,
But
Henry.
on the other
I
hand,
guess that's why homeless people always scream about how they're throwing ghosts at people. That's what they're doing.
Mind bullets, my friend.
yes, but curses are a two-way street since
Think
it
about
happens at the expense of the one who creates the curse, since they have to feed it energetically to keep it alive.
It's like when you use a special move in a lot of those old video games.
Yes,
You
where
take-
it makes, it
take
hurts
your
you
energy
at the
bar
same
down.
time.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why I wear my safety hat every
it-
time I go out and do curses in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh. Have you ever thought that a homeless man that you passed on the street wasn't not you? I feel like
what are
it's
you
a very
talking about?
I
I
think-
just walk around. I have this in and out bag on my head, and I walk around and I tell various store owners how I'm going to throw ghosts at them unless they give me coupons.
Okay, and how many coupons do you currently have?
2 coupons.
Not bad.
Is one from the taco stand?
Absolutely, because the thing is, what it comes down to is that you can get a lot in this town just by yelling alone, because they're not
Right.
really used to people yelling at them.
Yeah, that's true. I
So
agree.
if you just walk in a place like, you gotta get it, you gotta get it, and then they normally give you stuff just to have you leave.
Right, which is a very it's a good thing to do. It's a smart
gotta-
man's maneuver.
I have a twofold strategy. I go in and I yell and I berate them. I
Good.
get my coupons. I leave. Come back in a tuxedo, right? Giving everybody a $5 bill. Tell them, I'm sorry for my rash actions, but I wanted to see if they're good people. But now I'm willing to spend my millions of dollars here at their establishment. The best part is that both of those things are a lie.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, is there
I'm
anything?
a born actor.
You are a born actor. You're a brilliant actor. How have the auditions been going?
That's fine. It's whatever.
Good. Anything else on these
Television is bad.
Yeah. That is the ultimate demon creator. Television.
And these industry people just don't want to hear about tulpas.
Yeah, they don't want to know the
No,
truth.
I mean,
They don't want to hear about the fact that I'm reading this great guide to modern shamanism.
Yeah. What have you learned from that book?
It's just more like it's thought and sight and hearing exercises in order to increase your shamanistic powers. So it's like one of the exercises was like, pick a color. Notice that color every single time it appears in anywhere you go during the day. It's increase your awareness.
See, I'm
It's
starting
also
to,
it's just like it says rub it out wherever you can. That was
Rub it
another
out.
one.
see, I'm starting to think that this podcast is unhealthy for Henry
It is unhealthy.
because it normalizes these
No.
behaviors.
It's making me a wholer person.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, all right. Well, I guess we can wrap it up. So go out there, ladies and
I'll
gentlemen,
go more in
create your own
detail of
Telpa.
other stuff too, and then I'm gonna have more and more LA true crime for you guys.
Yes,
Yes.
everyone can't wait to hear about it. So go create your own Telpa and Facebook us and let us know how it went. And
Yes, please. If you've created your own Talpa, try to draw a picture of it. Take a picture of it and send
send
to us.
it on in. That sounds great. All right. Well, that's Marcus. I am Ben, and then over there in LA we got
Magusalations.
Magusalations.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Hail Satan.
Halgeen.
How me?
And Heil yourself.
Let's just get.
Groovy keeps texting.
Let's start.
Who? Okay. Damn.
I got an email from name.com.
Oh, okay. What do they say?
They're celebrating Pride Month with .lgbt and .gay.
We should get that for Cumtown. Cumtown.gay.
Okay, go buy it. I mean, I'm sure it's like
How much?
This isn't going to be abused at all.
Yeah. .gay. Damn.
MikePence.gay.
Yep.
That'd be good.
AdamFriedland.gay.
No, I don't know why you would say that.
That one's getting snatched up.
I don't know why
you
would.
goes
I don't.
out.
I don't think that'd be a URL
Email
of
address
anything.
Jewish at AdamFriedland.gay.
For who? For me?
That would
For
be,
anybody.
That would be
For an
fucking
admin, for the
awesome.
Jewish admin of my gay website.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way that somebody hasn't already bought AdamFriedland.gay.
Ugh, I gotta
those
buy
out
that.
there?
I gotta turn around when I get home and buy that immediately because someone's gonna buy
You
it.
literally do.
No, there's no way that there's not anyone else who listens to the show that doesn't get name.com emails.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I'm willing to bet no one has bought it yet.
I hope so because I'm about to buy it, and then it's gonna be my official website.
That is funny.
Yeah, just check out my website at adamfriedland.gay. I'm not gay.
Do they
but
have .trans?
They should.
Yeah, what the hell?
It's a 4-letter extension. Yeah.
Bathroom.trans. Nick at bathroom.trans.
Admin at bathroom.trans.
Mm-hmm. We need a lot of them, dude. We need fucking poly, bi,
No, I don't want to touch poly.
Stavros.bi.
That's
me.
I was at Target. and they have like a separate section for gay clothes now.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was at Target like
Do
2
they?
days ago. They have like a Pride Month section now.
Oh, you guys were both in that section, huh?
Yeah, we were. I
You were
mean,
both
at different
checking out
times.
that section.
Just checking it out. We were
Seeing who's
shopping
hanging
at.
out.
We were browsing at Target.
Mm-hmm.
You have to browse the items.
Anyways, that shit is hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like imagine you like were in a coma. You went in a coma 8 years ago. You wake up and you go into Target, and then it's like just fat mannequins, and then it's like gay people have their own section now. And they're like, this is incredibly.
Yeah,
good.
they have
This
fat
is in
mannequins.
progress.
There's somebody. Yeah, it's like somebody should be fired for this.
We have.
We're celebrating the Brown versus the landmark Brown versus Boards of Education decision at Target by introducing a blacks only section of the store. Stock up on the latest Kool-Aid flavors and watermelon themed T-shirts in the blacks only section
at
now
Target.
at Target.
Separate but better.
Yeah.
That's fucking
What does
hilarious.
pride mean to me? It means being sold imagery from the gay pride movement 40 years ago.
That's right.
In a separate section just for gay people.
What did they have in the gay clothes aisle?
There's rainbow shirts and shit.
Gotcha.
And fucking lot of
Nothing
leather,
fun?
Harnesses.
A lot of harnesses. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
One of those dildo chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Do they have-
leash and a bridle
Yep.
for some horse play.
That would be good.
We've now been doing the podcast 3 years because I remember Pride was when we first started the show. It was Pride Week, and I went, and there was that old black lady in the wheelchair masturbating.
That's right.
Oh my god.
That's a great story.
It's so great. Everyone
Salute
just,
to her.
She's
Everyone's
like
just
the
in a-
guardian angel of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just beating off her old crusty pussy
Yeah.
to gay men.
She has a gay son named Guardian Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guardian Angel Johnson.
What's the last name?
Johnson or something.
Johnson, yeah.
One of those fucking names.
Yeah. Was it? It was Pride Week, huh?
It was, yeah.
Wow. 3 years. Our baby's a gay toddler now. If you're born during Pride Month, you have to be gay, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have to raise your child gay.
That's your star sign. You're rising homo. I'm gay Cancer rising homo.
My ass is in Mercury.
Oh, yeah. And that just means you put a thermometer up your ass?
This is interesting. Your chart is in Freddie Mercury, but while your star sign is Venus razor that you use to shave your asshole.
There he is. Damn, dude. I love astrology. So fucking real, dude.
It's so sick.
Are you into astrology now?
No.
No.
No, it's fucking dumb as shit.
Yeah, but I mean, so is like math and.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
All sciences, all proven sciences.
Yeah,
Are
it's-
stupid.
Oh, I didn't say astrology wasn't real. I said it was gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny to me how like I don't wish I was born in like the 1400s, but like scientists were just loud idiots back. Like the guy like they had the dumbest theories about
They
shit.
were like barbers.
Yeah.
They'd like do like they cut your hair and
No,
do
those
surgery.
surgeons were like were like
Yeah.
like blacksmiths.
Yeah.
It was like
They were
whoever had-
mechanics.
Whoever had scissors, got to be-
technicians.
yeah. But also like the theory that like flies came like from rotten meat turned into flies.
Yeah.
Was like a big
Not
ass
that it
scientific
attracted
theory.
flies.
Spontaneous generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So funny.
And bloodletting.
Dumbasses. I would have known better back then.
You wouldn't have let people put leashes on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like say
Whenever
my
I
dick
get-
isn't working.
They
They're like,
still use leeches.
Whenever I get a
Do they?
headache,
Yeah, leeches are still used in medicine.
no, they're not.
Yes,
In
they are. There's
Western
certain-
medicine?
Yeah, in Western medicine, there's certain things that leeches are used for.
Like what?
Look it up, but yeah, I know they still use leeches.
I would if your dick can't get hard, you make a leech suck your dick, get all that limp dick blood out,
mm-hmm.
and then
And then you get put in fresh blood.
You get a guy. You get put the leech on a hard dick guy,
and then
and then you drink his blood.
Yeah, I think that's worth it.
Yeah.
I think that works.
I would take a capsule of some hard dick blood if it meant my dick was hard.
Like in pill form?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to actually drink blood, but if it's like in a gel capsule and my dick gets hard,
No, I'm into drinking blood and like goth kind
goth
of shit.
vampire play.
Vampire shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Twitter because it's like I just saw you could just randomly end up on like a weird OnlyFans,
Mhm.
and there was some girl's account that was like succubus drains you of all your life force.
The use
And
of
it was-
leeches in modern medicine made a small-scale comeback in the 1980s after years of decline with the advent of microsurgery.
Classic 80s.
Where
Microsurgery. They were doing
venous
surgery on your dick in the 80s, Nick?
congestion can arise due to inefficient venous
Yeah,
drainage. Leeches can reduce swelling in the tissues and promote healing. They are used to help restore circulation after microsurgery to reattach body parts. So if you get if your arm gets cut off and they fucking put it back together and they have to suture all like the capilla or whatever. the
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
Then they use leeches for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for those motherfuckers.
They get rid of varicose veins. Yeah, I mean they make use of 'em.
Shit.
Yeah.
What happens if you do put a leech on your dick?
It sucks the blood out.
Mm-hmm. For you, it would double the size of your dick. easily.
Oh yeah, leeches are
Saw's
9
dick is
inches
full
long.
of chocolate.
Stop. We all know the truth.
I said my dick was 4.5 inches.
He's
Come
on the record.
Give me that. Give me a 4.5 inch dick. It's bigger, by the way. Everyone listening, it's not 4.5.
I'm including the leech in the measurement.
The leech is not included. Damn. What other old-fashioned techniques they still got around, dude? Wooden dentures. Still get those? Bespoke dentures.
Ivory.
Yeah.
Well, you can't. It's illegal to trade in ivory.
That's why Adam's family does it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They own slaves. They rape. And
Would
they
you
have
would you
ivory.
get tusks? Just
Mhm.
straight tusks instead of like your little
Like walrus
incisors?
tusks?
No, like elephant.
Yeah, that shout out. That's so funny that some of the Jews went to Africa. They're like, Israel, yeah, that's pretty good, but it doesn't feel oppressive enough.
That's completely the wrong timeline.
We
But
need- we
I'll
should
let
go
you.
to-
I'll let you stick with that.
What
That's
happened?
not how it
All we
happened.
need now is to come up with propaganda to change the
No,
story.
that's not what happened.
Perhaps something about a
Israel
timeline.
did not exist at the time.
Perhaps we could come up with a timeline.
Were they-
so you're saying at the time no Jews thought that Israel belonged to them? That's like a
So
modern.
There were Jews
Clarification.
living in Palestine at the time, but
So,
yeah,
yeah.
it had nothing to do with Zionism.
Yeah, so
People didn't go to New York because of
yeah,
Zionism.
Israel. Nobody thought Israel
Yeah, they
was
did.
belonged
They
to
had
the Jews
good
until
good
1947.
delis. Yeah, when
That's
did
not what happened, folks.
Because
Wait,
I've always heard that they were there first.
Doesn't
1948 was when it got
Doesn't everyone think
started.
that shit is theirs, though? Jews have thought that forever. Everyone thinks that shit's theirs.
Yeah,
No,
it
he just revealed that it's a modern thing after they got tired of going to Africa.
No, that's not what
He
happened.
just said they got
The
tired of
timeline's
going.
wrong.
The timeline is they got tired of going to New York and Africa.
That's not what happened.
They needed something dry,
Yeah.
a drier climate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dry in the Cape Peninsula.
Israel?
No, where my family moved in Africa.
That's what I mean. They got tired of the humidity of New York and Africa.
I guess
So they
so.
wanted an arid climate for their various rashes.
Yeah, they love deserts. That's why they love Los Angeles and Las
Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah.
Not so much Florida. That's humid, I suppose.
Yeah,
They love Florida.
No, they don't. That's
Yes, they
That's
do.
Italians. They stole it from the Italians.
No, they didn't.
They moved to New York and they tried.
They
to
love
pretend to be
Florida more
Italian.
than they love
They're
Vegas.
like, maybe we can just trick people into thinking we're Italian.
That's not what happened.
When you
either.
get older, it's kind of hard to tell. Virile.
They
Not as
went
strong.
to Africa around the same time Jews were going to Ellis Island. That was like the part of the same immigration out of Eastern Europe.
Why'd they pick Africa?
I think there's like some family legend, which I don't think is true, that they got literally on the wrong boat. But
No.
there was all of the
so
Jews.
you know the real reason.
all
is
of the
fucked
Jews.
up.
No.
Oh yeah, we got on the wrong boat.
Whoops.
All right, Nick. All the Jews in southern Africa are from Lithuania.
Mm.
It's like only Lithuanian Jews went there. But
Really?
yeah. So and then I guess they went around the time like the early 20th century, like just part of the time where there was like pogroms and stuff they needed to get out of Europe.
Yeah. People really have been fucking Jews up for quite some time.
Yeah.
I will give them that.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone keeps fucking your asses pretty bad.
Yeah, it was we rode that victim shit for a while, but I think we kind of lost it with
Yeah.
Israel.
Israel and Dan who's the guy from Nickelodeon?
Oh yeah, Dan
Dan
Schneider. Yeah.
Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider,
Lou
Weinstein
Pearlman.
in Israel.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and Bernie Madoff.
I gotta say, Weinstein, Perlman, and the guy I just said, Schneider,
Mm-hmm.
a weird mix. They covered all the like sexual predator,
Oh,
bases.
pedophile,
gay pedophile,
straight.
yeah,
Yeah, pussy eater.
yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So Jewish perverts have range. Jewish sex criminals have
yeah,
a lot of range.
it's really fucked up when they pigeonhole.
yeah. They think you just molest kids.
Yeah, you're like, it's not only
No,
kids, you
come
know.
on, man.
It's also we eat actresses' pussies in the Four
We
Seasons.
jack off into plants.
We jack them into plants. Yeah.
How about a movie where Harvey
Also, that
Weinstein-
guy, Moonves, Les Moonves, is also
Jewish?
I didn't think he was.
Not
I'm-
Latino?
I'm pretty sure he's Jewish. Yeah.
You thought he was Latino?
Moonves. Yeah, it sounds Latino.
Bum 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 bum. You don't hear
Moonves.
Moonves and think like a guy playing like the mariachi, like in a mariachi band, shaking that
No,
shit.
I just thought it was a weird name.
Moonves?
Yeah.
That sounds like a fucking Latino guy to me.
Why?
Moonves. Vez.
Yeah, but it's VES.
Yeah, born in Brooklyn to a Jewish family.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all fucking Jews.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they do control Hollywood. Mel Gibson was right. I'm sorry.
What's Mel up to these days? He seems like everyone keeps getting mad. He gets
He's
cast
making
Working on
the
a new
new.
movie about
He's
the
making.
history of Africa.
No, he's making the new.
around the turn of the century.
Yeah, he's like,
focusing on one specific ship.
he's like, boys, I got it. I'll make it where the blacks are the victims. It's the true story of how Lithuania used the Jews to infiltrate Africa,
No, it's not what happened.
based on a script by Adam Friedland, as
Whoa.
heard by Adam Friedland,
No,
called The True Story.
Would you
Called
develop that
The
movie?
Wrong Boat.
The
quote
wrong
unquote.
boat.
Scare quotes.
so Mel Gibson was just in the Craig Zoller movie Dragged Across
Hold
Concrete.
on, real quick. Would
Just
you write a movie where Mel Gibson plays your great grandfather?
Yeah, but a Jew.
but a Jew.
So that's like him saying sorry.
Yeah, but he's the villain
know.
in the movie.
No, well,
He should play. Mel Gibson should write a movie where he plays like an elderly Hasidic man that's hate crime by blacks in Crown Heights.
during the
And
riots in
him,
the 80s.
It's him just trying not to be turn racist about it,
Right.
even though he continually is harassed and beaten by
Right.
black teens.
Yes.
Yeah, but he won't say it. The movie's called I Won't Say It.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
say it and we'll stop.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I refuse. I refuse to use that word. The painful history of that word. It carries so much weight historically. I think I would write that.
That's a good movie.
There's like
actually.
there's like a really just intense scene in the movie where he's shoved and $15 worth of locks end up on the sidewalk.
Oh my! That's
And
what
he
breaks
cries.
him.
Yeah. And
He
he's just,
cries. Ah! Ah! These animals.
crying on the street.
It was one thing when they beat the shit out of me,
Yeah.
but I just wasted money on smoked fish.
Mhm.
My beautiful smoked fish.
A lot of that happened in the Holocaust. It was a tragedy.
Oh yeah.
The camps and the chambers, like we all know that story, but the spilled
toll-
fish.
Yep.
The spilled
The
fish you would
pounds
not
of
believe.
lox that
You
never
would not
was consumed.
believe.
That just was allowed to go bad.
Yeah, they like grabbed everyone out of their ghettos. The delis were full of lox.
That's
just
so-
I love
uneaten.
that scene in Mouse where the dad's like, "Oh, that guy's a Schwarzer," and he's hating on some black guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then the son Mouse is like, "Dad, you were in the Holocaust."
Yeah.
He's like, "So?"
Yeah. So
I hate black
that's
people.
my prize.
Yeah.
'Cause I get to say it. Yeah. Don't you see what we're up to now? We get a get out of jail free card for the rest of my life. That's
Yeah.
why Eli Wiesel, another sex pest.
Yeah,
on
he
that list.
touched the girl's butt when he was in a
Yeah.
wheelchair.
You'd be better in Monopoly, a put in jail free card where you can put another player in jail.
Ooh, That would
Oh,
be.
they should add that.
Yeah.
Should hit up old Milton Bradley.
It's just called Sir Stop Resisting, the Sir
Mhm.
Stop Resisting card.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use it on anyone.
Yeah,
And then
it's true.
Sir Stop Resisting, and then the body camera.
How about instead of Monopoly, it's
working.
Gene DiNapoli,
Okay, yes.
Mhm.
and it's a Gene DiNapoli themed
I would
Monopoly.
love that.
Hey, Gene DiNapoli here for Gene DiNapoli DiNapoli. It's Monopoly, but it's Gene DiNapoli themed Monopoly.
And it's every piece
Yeah.
of real estate,
It's
though.
just going out of
different
business.
parts of Yonkers.
Severely underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different parts of Yonkers, except what's the most expensive one? Broadway and
Park and
Riverdale.
Park and
Park and Broadway.
Oh,
Park and
you're
Broadway.
asking him. Yeah,
So the most expensive one for him would be Arthur Avenue, probably.
Riverdale
And Riverdale. Where's
in the
Riverdale?
Bronx. It's like above, like right across the river from like Inwood, Washington Heights.
So Riverdale and Arthur
It's,
Avenue
like,
are the two
nice.
expensive ones, and everything else is different parts of Yonkers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is Arthur Avenue nice? I guess it is.
No,
nice.
but it's Little Italy. It's
Yeah.
Bronx, Little Italy.
They got good sandwiches.
I went there recently. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like the boardwalk on Atlantic City is like
Yeah.
the
sucks.
nicest. It's just the boardwalk.
Yeah. It's worth a lot of
Under the boardwalk,
money.
Adam was getting sucked off,
Okay.
but it was a man, not a woman.
Adam sucking some cock.
Adam sucking some cock.
Under
Hey,
the
that's my
boardwalk.
wife.
That
Show
was
a little
actually,
respect.
that was actually the first draft of that Soprano scene.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby
didn't
Bacala
know
was
who
like,
I
"Hey,
was."
that's a gay child I have sex with
Yeah.
from Las Vegas."
No, David Chase did not know who I was.
The opening scene of Sopranos
would've been
in
flattered.
the pilot was Tony going about his day, and he's driving, and he sees Adam just going about his business, and he's like,
Mhm.
"What the fuck?" And he's just so viscerally annoyed at Adam and his presence.
Yep.
He overhears Adam saying, "I think Scarlett Johansson would like me,"
I think
while wearing Crocs and pretending that that's like a personality.
I'm
trait.
not wearing Crocs right now.
It's just, but guys, look, I'm wearing Crocs. Isn't that
I don't do that.
hilarious?
Sometimes in the house
Isn't
I
this
wear Crocs.
hilarious that I've got one of the most popular types of shoes in the world on?
I've never done that. I've
Yeah.
literally never done that.
Isn't this
Do
hilarious?
you have Crocs?
Yeah, I wear them in the house.
Ah.
Like slides or something. House shoes.
Isn't it hilarious that I have these?
So Tony's mad.
I think
at him.
Scarlett Johansson would love my shoes, and
The-
then Tony crashes his car,
Oh.
and Carmelo's like,
Oh.
"What's the what the hell is the matter with you?" And he's like, "I saw a faggot."
Really?
That
That was the original opening.
yeah, and then he has to go to Melfi's office,
I think they made good
and
changes.
she's like, "This this faggot you saw."
Now, Tony, this homosexual child you saw.
What about it? What about him made you so angry? My dad would bust guys like that up back in the day. You can't do it anymore. They get to have their own radio shows now. There's no respect for the old neighborhood. Guys like us.
Damn.
Yeah.
By the way, and you were on this early, but the Sopranos house is still up for sale.
That was not the Sopranos house. I found a house that looked just like the Sopranos house. And I was like,
Now it is, yeah.
I was like, I want to buy the Sopranos house, and then a week later, the actual house went.
No.
West Caldwell, right?
How much is it?
People don't understand.
$4
man.
million.
I'm tapped into the system.
You are.
You know, I can see things
That's crazy.
before they happen.
I thought that was
There's
the
that other
Sopranos
thing too.
house.
Some lady spent $40,000 on chocolates.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah,
Who
like
did?
2 weeks later. I don't know, some bitch. It was in the
Really?
news, yeah.
She was listening to the pod.
Fucking respect. Who is that woman?
I don't know. I got an electric eye.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, say some shit about, I don't know. What do we need? What's a technology that could save the world?
No, that's not going to happen.
No?
That won't happen at all.
But if you say it, maybe it will, dude. If we've made the Sopranos house and we've gotten this bitch to buy $40,000 worth of chocolates, maybe find out a type of hallucinogenic that you take and it makes dick meat grow on the sides
Yeah, I had a
of your
feeling
dick.
you were going to say that.
The sides, though, not longer, thicker.
Okay.
It just fills it out.
But it's a hallucinogen too, so you trip, and then after your trip,
you wake up with a
you're
bigger
like,
dick.
Your dick is bigger?
Dude, tell me that wouldn't rock.
Well, is it a scary type of trip?
No,
or
it's
a fun?
awesome.
It's a fun
Well, you don't
kind?
know. It's like any kind.
You know, yeah, you
It's like
got to strap in.
You got to strap in.
If it's like a scary one where you're like, everyone I know hates me.
But if you wake up and your cock is meatier,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
I
And then
think
if it's
so.
nice, I
If it's
love
like
that.
a salvia trip, salvia is the worst.
I like
Have you ever-
salvia.
Really? Did you have like a full out
trip.
of body?
It was awesome.
It was
I felt like I was a
scary. It gave me a
fucking-
headache for like 6 hours afterwards.
That happened. That's happened to a couple of my friends. My brother and my friend took it and they hated it. They thought My friend said he thought he was dead and that he was a book, and that people were reading him and closing him and shit. But I felt like I was on a big ass mountain and I was a fucking conquering hero.
Oh, every old roommate who gave it to me, his head turned into like a house, like a talking house, like Pee-wee's Playhouse vibe.
My friends turned into like cars.
Yeah.
Their whole bodies were little cars.
Yeah,
It
and
was
then
tight. I liked salvia.
It was fine when you're tripping, but then like 90 seconds in when you realize you're tripping, it sucks. It's like I just want to go back to normal.
Not my experience at all. And then it's over in 6 minutes or whatever.
It's less than that. It's like 2 minutes.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
You ever do salvia?
No, never.
Never?
Never once.
Wow, dude.
It's legal.
That feels like some shit you would have gotten into when you were like 13.
No. I tried smoking once. I didn't do anything because I guess I didn't hit it right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to like hold it in or something.
You gotta extra hold it in, people say.
Yeah, you don't remember exhaling it.
Can you still get salvia?
Yeah, I
trying to
think
do
it's
it.
I think it's like legal. I think you can get it online or
I'm
like
trying
at a
to do
head
salvia,
shop.
dude.
I'm scared of hallucinogens at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't. Actually, that's
like
not
'em.
true. Because I was about to say I won't do mushrooms anymore, but I've been doing like a little cap and stem, kind of like just like microdose, and it's very fun. If you're out on
How
the
often
town,
do you do that?
I did it in Toronto a couple months ago.
Nice. You
Just like when
smuggled
we
in
were out.
drugs?
What?
You smuggled in
No,
drugs?
some like a friend of Dash's who lived there like gave me a cap.
Nice.
And
When's
it
the
was
last
great.
time you did hallucinogens, Nick?
Years ago.
Really?
Yeah. No, the last time I did mushrooms, it was like I just felt like okay about not freaking out,
Mm.
and it's like that. I need a different feeling than that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You don't want to feel like you
LSD
passed the
is like
test.
I always laugh a lot and have a great time. It's like very joyous.
That I do feel like gives
Mushrooms
me a headache.
can make me depressed.
Interesting. Whatever, man. We should go back to salvia. You're afraid your brain is too fucked up?
Loco.
You think it's too
No, it's just
crazy?
I don't think it'll like benefit me in any way. Like it's just gonna be shitty, and then
Yeah.
Whenever I do acid, I feel like it benefits me in some way. Like I feel like I think about something in a different way.
Yeah.
what do you think about it in a different way?
Last time I thought about empathy. Seriously.
funny.
It's gay to say it out loud, but I really did. I thought about,
That's pretty tight.
And then I was like, okay, I should like focus on considering other people's feelings more.
loving my fellow neighbor.
Yeah. Thinking about how something I say makes another person feel. And not
that's-
just trying to
Do
say
you
it.
need acid to do that?
No, but you think about your life from a different, point of view for a couple hours, and then you're like, oh, that's like a thing that's interesting to think about, and then
The last time I did acid, I was like crying on a bench across from a fucking church, and
Why?
my neighbor saw me. I don't even know, man. was having like beautiful thoughts, and I was like, I love my mom. I
Yeah.
started crying, and my neighbor walked by, and he was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey Pedro, like, what's up, dude?" He's like, "How you doing, man?" He's like some fucking friendly ass Brazilian guy, and then he sees me, he's like, "What are you meditating?" I was like, "Yes, I'm meditating. Please go."
Does he not know what meditating is?
I don't know, man. He's foreign.
You get meditating.
I was get meditating. Pedro sucked my dick.
You got head from him when
From
you were
my
on
neighbor
acid?
Pedro.
I've never tried to get hard on acid
Hey
before.
man, you mind if I suck your fucking dick or something?
I see you're over here crying on this park bench.
Listen, you know, I just saw you just chilling and stuff, and I was wondering if I could like maybe suck on your dick. I mean, I don't want to like ruin your day or anything, but if I could like suck on your penis.
Yep. And I was like, well, of course. My friend just texted him, I'm on acid. I'm thinking about empathy.
It's okay. I mean,
I want you to suck my dick.
I want to both suck on your penis and kill myself at the same time. Like, it seriously is no big deal if you're not into that, but I got a gun already. If you could just put your penis in my mouth and I could blow my fucking brains out.
Wait, how would he do it?
He puts, what do you mean?
My cock is in his mouth, then he goes gun on the top of his head? Aren't you supposed to shoot through your mouth? Or you're not supposed to do that?
Let's not
You could
pretend
go
like
to the
there's not
temple.
room for both in there.
Yeah. Oh,
But
that's
what if my
true.
cock gets shot off?
It won't.
I'm scared.
Well, he
Yeah.
could aim like a little bit like towards the tip.
And what if when he blows his brains out,
if
he
it's like a
bites down
9mm?
hard? I don't think I'd let my neighbor suck my dick and kill himself at the same time.
Yeah.
I'd let him suck my dick, I guess.
That would be really, really just disgusting
Yeah.
to see happen, especially while you're getting your dick sucked.
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty metal.
It would.
It would be metal. That is
it would
true.
be metal.
That's how Rob Halford gets his dick sucked every time.
Dead.
Police show up. You're like, what are you doing? You're like, just having a really good time.
Just listening to Dawkins.
Yeah. I want to have a really good time getting my dick sucked, listening. They're like, oh, you're from Norway? Yes. They're like, oh, okay. Yeah, never mind, guys. This guy's from Norway.
Just a Norwegian surprise.
He's
in
a
here,
black
guys.
metal guy.
Yeah, no, this is just what Norwegian people do.
He's wearing that white and black face paint that almost looks like ICP, but not really.
Yeah.
He looks like someone was wearing ICP, but they were crying.
Uh-huh.
So Norway's either death metal or like sexy ass blonde bitches.
They're
Or
not even
both.
that hot, dude.
No?
Yeah, they are.
Norwegian women, though.
They look good.
I've known a couple of Norwegian women. They're not all fucking like... Yeah, not all Scandinavians are like tall and blonde.
Everyone says that they're
Yeah,
tall
they're
and
not.
blonde.
Well, for the most part, they are.
What do they look like?
A lot, like there's a lot higher percentage of tall blondes.
So what do the fucked up ones look like?
I don't know.
Kind of mousy hair, boring faces.
Gotcha. They're not hot like us. I'm pretty fucking... I want to go over there and just... It would be cool.
That's what we're missing, dude, on the pod. Because
What?
we have a Southern European,
That's true.
an Eastern European, and a Western European.
We need northern.
We need a Northern European to complete the
complete the
white
Western
nationalist.
civilization. Yeah.
We need a
The pride
Scandinavian.
of Western civilization. Scandinavia.
Well, I googled Norwegian women, and these women all seem to be hot.
Well, there you
Well,
go.
yeah.
I'm trying.
I mean, but probably the government would make the
yeah.
SEO or
The government puts these women in jail.
Why?
For
For being too hot?
something like that.
For their pussies being too juicy?
Yeah.
What are they? All right, Scandinavian
Do you
women.
remember there was that thing like in like Ukraine or something? They were like, I don't even know what it was for, but there were these protesters called the Femin, who were like hot chicks that would just like run on stage at like government events with their tits out.
Yeah, I do remember that.
But I don't know what they were protesting for, but I think they were brave.
Are they pussy? Yeah, they are brave.
And I
And
think that
more
they were-
protests should be like that. Honestly, dude, if you then Google Scandinavian women tits, it gets even better.
Yeah.
So just a little
Okay, we can check that out.
fucking note.
Damn.
Have you ever been to Norway or any of that shit?
No, I've never been to I don't think I've ever been to
They
mainland.
should call it
Europe.
Whore Way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yes,
stack
they
them
should.
sluts up.
Oh yeah. Prop.
Damn.
Fold them like a fucking.
I'm talking about like
Deck
a
of cards.
Costco for sex.
Horror way.
You know, I'm strolling through, trying out the samples.
Yeah.
You got a nude bitch next to a tiny microwave.
Warming up her pussy
Yeah,
every
let me
time.
just suck on your other nipple. No, I know they're the same, probably, but I just like samples. Ma'am, there is no line.
Ma'am.
Okay, you just walk up and take what you want.
It's horny anarchy in
Did
here.
I ever tell you about that bitch at Costco that yelled at me that one time?
No.
I used to go with my friend. He had a membership, and there was like I would just like
Of
just
course.
eat the samples because there's no rules.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
No.
And so I'm standing at this one place talking to my friend eating all these mini taquitos, and this fucking
You're supposed to take one.
this just nosy bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Oh, not an employee.
not an employee. This fucking nosy bitch that just goes. She's like, she walks up and does that dumb like nosy fat woman thing where she's like, well, I guess I will try one. It's like I watched you walk all the way.
Yeah, you
just don't pretend
beeline
like your
for it.
fat fucking ass doesn't want
Well,
the taquito.
I think that's a fine.
Oh, ooh,
I think some
what
people.
is this?
You know,
Yeah.
some people really are surprised
I've
when
never-
they walk
I've
by a
never-
sample.
I
heard
do
of
that
a
too.
sample
I do what the
before.
fat lady does.
I can't. Yeah, I don't even just zero confidence to just be yourself and
Just-
eat the fucking
yeah.
thing.
Clean out.
And then so she sees me eating them, and she looks at me, and she's like, and tries to like get a noise in, thinking that's gonna have any effect. And then I continue talking to my friend and eating them, and then she goes to walk away, like does a double take, looks back, goes to walk away again, then shakes her head and turns around and comes up to
She
us.
just has to.
She has to.
It's
Turns
her
out
day.
can't
there's-
help
I
herself.
put this Susan, you always say you're going to say something.
Yeah.
Today's the day you do it.
She's like, you're really only supposed to have one or two, guys. And then I just like immediately took another one and started eating it and went back to talking to my friend. And she is furious, storms off, and I see her like 15, 20 feet away, like yelling at her husband who's with the shopping cart and pointing at me. And the husband looks over and he's just like, all right, I don't. He just does not give a shit at all.
Yeah, of course not.
You
Yeah.
just fucked up his day, honestly. He's going to have to bear
No,
the
he
brunt of
fucked
it
up his day
By
10
marrying her.
years
His
prior.
life, yeah.
by busting inside.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she's got good pussy. We don't know.
She might. That shit's a trap, though.
You
Venus
never know.
Flytrap.
Some tattletales have good pussy. That's what they don't tell you.
Uh-huh.
That's what you're not ready for.
Well, that's how they get married.
How do you
They
get to that
trap
point in
you.
your life, 40 years old, tattling on people?
because your life sucks dick.
Yeah, and it's boring.
It's just like the only control you ever have in the world is telling
bossing
some
people around
some
at
guy in
Costco.
sweatpants who's clearing out the fucking sample rack. You are being a dickhead.
No,
by
I'm
the-
not.
Yes, you are. You're not supposed to eat like 10.
yeah, you're
Why
supposed to
not?
have one.
That's part. You pay $50 a year for the fucking membership.
It's not even your membership.
I don't care.
You
I'm a
are supposed to
friend.
have
Look
one.
up.
She's right, but
First of all, no, suck my dick. It's a catered event shop. You're gonna tell me that, like that's genuinely for people who are like, what the fuck is a nacho?
It is literally.
That is not what
It's literally so
No.
that you can be like,
Oh, I've
this
never
is
had
good."
cookies in my
Yeah,
life.
No,
So
but
that
I've never
they're
had
like-
this type of cookie. You don't know what samples are
a
for?
chocolate chip cookie.
Some a different.
No, it's
Let's
taste.
not
go to
for that.
right
It's
now. We're
like
gonna
if
go to
you like-
Costco right now. I guarantee you, they got fucking like cheese-filled tortellinis on sample.
Well,
and
maybe
we're
I
supposed
haven't
to
had
pretend-
that brand.
There's out of your mind.
Maybe I haven't had
You're out
that
of your
specific
fucking
yeah, yeah,
kind
no.
of
Stav is
spaghetti.
right. Stav is right.
No,
Maybe
he's not, dude.
maybe
yeah,
they're better
then,
than
they say,
fucking-
oh, it's
Why
an-
don't they do
it's
that
an
in every
aisle.
fucking grocery store?
They don't
then?
have the ability to do that.
It's a catered event.
It is not a catered event.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's- I mean, yeah, sure. It's a bit of a like little treat
Yeah.
because everyone knows on some level that you're correct.
If you're at
But-
an hors d'oeuvre like fancy cocktail party, do you have an entire tray, or do you wait for the guy to walk past you, take one, and then wait for them to walk past you again?
No. Nick is correct in that under the fucking guise of
I
you're
get
sampling it
technically-
to try a new product, a different brand of something you're familiar with.
Yes.
Sure, you know what cookies are, but you don't know what like Tate's is, for example, or something like that. That's the guise. In reality, they're just doing it as sort of a nice thing for their customers to have a little fucking snack here.
Literally
and
the
there.
only reason people buy a Costco membership.
No, it's not. It's for the
fucking
value.
$50 a year, and you save what? Like
For what,
10
motherfucker?
$10
To have a couple
off 400
taquitos?
batteries.
How is that worth it? How is a couple taquitos? By the way, they only do it on Sundays. It's not every fucking day.
It used to be every day.
I think they do less samples every day, but on Sunday there are more
the big
sample
day.
trays.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so in your estimation, it is worth the thing not to save money on wholesale things, but to go and get a microwaved fucking chicken fajita every once in a while.
As many as you want. As many as you please.
And their food court is the fucking best deal in the game.
That is true.
$1.50 for $1
That
and
rules.
for a hot dog and a fucking
And those
soda.
fucking chicken bakes, maron.
Chicken bakes are fucking slamming, dude.
You guys can't see it, but I'm getting my dick sucked by somebody right now.
I used to love the big pretzels there.
Big pretzels are great.
Big pretzels are great. The combo pizza's
You have a couple
amazing.
Of,
Best
couple
slice in the city, I
hors
said.
d'oeuvres walking around before the main event starts.
That's true. Listen.
I love the food court.
And listen.
And it's also like, what's the argument? I'm an asshole because it's like, well, those could have gone to somebody else. And it's like, they're just going to fucking make more. That bitch
No.
has to stand there making those all day long
It's her
until her
job.
shifts end. And it's no way I'm going to, it's not like I'm going to eat 7 boxes of taquitos.
They're always so nice too, the sample ladies.
Yeah.
They're always also like they're always really nice old ladies.
Well, that's because they're fucking they're flown in from the killing field.
No, they're not.
It's always
They're
like
like always
a Cambodian
American.
woman that just got her glasses back.
No. Costco actually takes really good care of their customers.
Their customers?
Or their employees.
Really? Is that
Yeah,
true?
yeah. They give like full benefit package.
Really?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
everyone I've seen has been like a Filipina.
Yeah. Well, okay, the argument is the same for people that aren't supposed to you're not supposed to wait till the end to switch a lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If everyone went about samples the way you did, Nick, yes, there would not be any
It would be
samples.
anarchy.
And look, I'm just saying you're both the two different ends of the fucking
I'm just saying, yeah, she's
spectrum.
a bitch for
She's
saying
a dumb
anything.
bitch, of course. But you are also abusing the Costco code of conduct.
No.
Yes.
No,
The
I'm not.
unspoken agreement.
Stavros is
The
right.
unspoken agreement that, listen, you get 1, you get 2, maybe you get 3. If you walk around.
3 if it's very good.
If it's very good and you do 1 lap.
And you say, I want to just
Can I
one
just
more.
have another?
Yeah, yeah, just
You
another.
know?
And then they give you a
It's
little wink.
social. It's social.
It's etiquette.
It's a social contract. That's
Yeah,
the
I
only,
agree.
That's the only thing keeping us from
No,
slipping into.
people are. Here you go. What you need to know about Costco's free samples? 2 words: unlimited samples.
What's that from?
Yeah, who wrote that?
The
wrote
Costco fucking website.
What else did they say, man?
I fully admit to spending at least 2 hours to clarify this statement, and yes, it seems true. Numerous sources and numerous anonymous workers and customers on Reddit have said that Costco's free samples are unlimited. Yes, unlimited. Employees
Wait,
aren't allowed to
went
enforce a
on
limit on
Reddit.
treats. So yes, you can go to town
Oh,
on
they're
those
not
free snacks.
allowed.
Just yes, they're not allowed to enforce a limit on treats. So yes, you can go to town on those free snacks. Just make sure you watch out for this one store policy next time you're at Costco. So now let's see what this is.
What is it?
If a fat bitch tells you to stop, you have to.
No, I mean, she's a fat bitch. And fuck her.
What's the one policy, man? Now I'm invested.
Oh, it's their no questions asked return policy.
It's the best policy in the world. Makes me feel alive.
Really? No questions asked.
You can return anything.
Like a gallon of milk?
On food, it's like a little dicey. But if it's like off or something, most definitely,
Nice.
they'll take it back.
But not allowed.
But it's like kind of pathetic to bring food back. It
Of
like
course.
feels shameful.
I've never. It's that
Yeah.
Seinfeld episode where it's like fruit is a gamble.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you can't return fruit.
You can't return it.
But Kramer wanted to. Interesting. Well, now I got to go to Costco. Can we wrap this up?
Honestly, I got my fucking membership burning a hole in my pocket right now.
Damn.
I just got my car. It's fixed finally.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm trying to get some fucking toilet paper and paper towels.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can take Racine
No.
to Costco.
Never again. So you can go fucking snitch to the Cumtown Facebook group. About what I told him, I said, "Do you want to go to Costco? I have to buy a suitcase." And he's like, and then he took up most of my cargo room in the trunk with his suitcase.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking snitch. I thought culturally you're supposed to hate rats.
Oh, that is true.
CBS News. Money saving
Nick is still on it.
Costco hacks.
Hold on.
Fill up on free sample. This is CBS
that's
recommending.
That's an insane
If you're trying to save money, just go eat all the free samples.
Well, you have to have a membership.
You have to understand that's an insane.
No, it's not insane.
That's an
This is society.
Who wrote that?
This is fucking CBS News.
No, dude, it's probably their CBS local shit, which is just some bullshit that anyone can write.
CBSNews.com. Costco hacks, money-saving tips, tricks, and deals. Just fill up on free samples.
You're gonna bring your fucking family to Costco to have dinner? Is that what CBS News wants you to do?
Yes.
My family used to do it
What other Costco hacks
during
are there,
hard
man?
times.
Yeah,
Yeah. We used to go eat meals as a family there.
I did used to get fucked up off those samples. As
I
a little
love
fat
it.
boy.
I love
And
it.
by the way, as a little fat boy with fat chubby cheeks, you think they're limiting my samples?
Well, they used to fuck with me.
Fuck no.
They used to fuck with
They
me as a
want
little
me to
kid
have more.
and say like, "We need your parent or guardian's permission."
That
if
is
you
true.
caught like a bitch, like a
That's
snack
true.
lady,
That's true.
she'd be like, "You need to be with your parents." I'm like, "I just ran away from the cart because I want these fucking pot stickers."
Yep. Well, Lil V would always allow that.
Yeah.
She was a rubber stamp on me getting samples. Oh, I guess it's because for allergy purposes.
Yeah, if you're
You could
allergic
kill
to
a
peanuts
child.
or something, yeah, it makes sense.
Costco actually has a policy to encourage vendors to give out unlimited samples.
Oh, it's
So
the
don't-
vendors taking the hit. That's why
So
Costco
don't-
doesn't care.
So don't be afraid to go back a second or third time.
Well, that's that second.
That's
or third.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
I'd say fuck both of you dumbasses. This is why both of you pretend like you're socialists. You don't even understand how it fucking works.
Oh, is this? Oh, socialism is the Costco free samples.
Yes. To each according to their needs. I need more fucking samples. Give a fuck.
Damn, dude. Okay,
You
listen, man.
enforce arbitrary rules out of etiquette. People should go wanting because because of the way it looks. You're more concerned with the optics and maintaining the class structure of people who can go afford their own taquitos and those who don't want them for the whole week. They just need food now,
Right.
And they're going to eat all these samples.
Yes.
You guys are siding with this dumb bitch coming over.
I'm not
trying to
siding
play,
Not
with
siding
her.
with
trying
her.
to play police officer.
No.
We're trying to. No. We're not with this vigilante. Absolutely not.
No,
trying
this
to
fucking
enforce.
adult hall monitor.
Yeah, we don't want. We
If
have
she'd been an
nowhere.
employee who was in the wrong, you would have sided with her. If she'd
She
been
was
an
an
employee,
employee in the wrong.
Anyone snitching, I will not. I will not.
if she'd been
if
an
anyone's
employee,
being a tattletale.
if she'd an employee that said, "Sir, it would be like cool if you only took a couple,"
Here's
you
the
would have been on her side. Even though we now know that there's no policy for that, and I could have reported that woman and had her jailed.
No, here's the side I'm on. Because I know you, and I know when you definitely took more than what you wanted, what you needed.
No.
Out of, yes.
That's impossible. First of all, I'm not going to fill up on taquitos.
That's what you just advocated for.
I probably had 7.
7,
too
and they're not
many.
a full taquito either. They cut them with scissors.
7's too many, man. For the good of the populace.
I think so too.
That's all I'm saying. Listen,
I needed 7.
you did not
I
need
needed
7.
them.
You could have had 3 or 4.
No. Why? Why go?
That would have satiated you.
No, it wouldn't have. I'm telling you, I needed 7. I took what I needed.
No, that's why. You know what? You're right. I'm not a socialist. It's better in theory. In practice, we got guys in probably Mountain Dew pajama pants at the time. Where was this? Here or in Austin?
No, it was in Maryland.
Oh, in Maryland.
Yeah, it was in Gaithersburg.
Oh, okay.
It used to have. I think it's a Sam's Club now, but it used to be a Costco.
I used to have a Costco by my high school. We get lunch there when we were allowed to get off-campus lunches.
Off-campus lunch, bro.
You remember that?
I used to sneak out, skip class, leave art class early,
Go to Costco.
go to Chipotle.
Chipotle.
When Chipotle was new.
Then
Or at
we
least new to
lost.
me.
We lost off-campus dining because some kid got in a fucking car accident, and they were like, "Now the whole school can't do it." Some fucking
What?
asshole. Yeah,
That sucks.
idiot.
Damn, I do want to go to Costco though. Look, man, I'm just saying. I feel like you probably overtook the taquitos.
No, absolutely not.
How many?
You're the kind of people that say that people shouldn't get. Well, you shouldn't be able to buy candy with food stamps.
I'm
not
I never
saying
said
This
that.
is both of you guys saying.
I
this
never
right
said
now.
that.
Oh, the food stamps people. Some of them are abusing the system by taking too many chocolates.
You
I
should be
want
able
that.
to get-
First of all, when would I ever be
That's
against
simply the
chocolates?
argument you're making.
No. It's about you specifically. that you abuse
And
the
I know
system
what your attitude
anytime you
was,
can.
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You're the outlier.
A perfect system can't be abused.
That's
It has
not a perfect.
limits.
It's not a perfect. Then there.
But
so,
Costco doesn't.
so you're
There's no
saying
such a-
Costco's not a perfect system because it's
I am-
unlimited.
It is a perfect
You
system.
says a perfect system can't be
and I
abused.
took as many as I fucking needed, and there's still more.
There's no limits.
and it didn't affect their sales, and it didn't affect their bottom line.
What if everyone took that many taquitos?
How does that change the conversion rate?
It would be anarchy.
It would be anarchy.
How does
it would
that
take
change
too long?
It would take
You
too
there'd be
long to get a
lines to get
sample.
the taquitos.
Exactly.
You know,
The
there's
understanding
a
is-
child hungry.
So then
if
they'd have to
there's-
hire someone else to make more taquitos.
Oh, okay. So now you're also a job
You're
creator.
creating jobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Damn. That's a good point. Stimulating the economy by eating more taquitos.
Fucking idiot. Like I haven't thought about all this. As if I haven't considered every one of these angles.
Damn, I'm fucking hungry for fucking
Now I really want to
Costco.
go to Costco.
I
Right
want
now.
taquitos, dude.
I'm parked right outside. We can go, dude.
Yeah.
We go to Red Hook Costco.
Is
Or
there one?
where
in
is
Red
it?
Hook?
No, it's Sunset
Park
Park.
Slope, or Sunset Park, or some
Yeah.
shit. They got one right over in LIC. That's my Costco.
It's a nice Costco.
They got waterfront benches. You can eat your hot dog on.
It's right by the water, right by the Astoria Park.
It's
What's
very nice.
LIC? Loser Indian City?
No,
No.
Long Island City.
Oh, right.
There's a nice art museum. By
Finally, there is a city for guys like me. I have just moved to loser Indian City. Actually, it stands for Long Island
It's Long
City.
Island City.
I will never get any pussy. I have moved there to find the pussy to become on my penis. And now I find that he's not here.
Oh damn! My apple's in the freezer. Can an apple freeze?
Yes.
Fuck.
Absolutely.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's
You
filled
know,
with
you'd
water.
be surprised to find out that most things can freeze.
Bananas can freeze.
What can apples freeze?
People can freeze.
I mean, really.
You can freeze like.
And you're trying to lecture me on the
No,
Costco
man,
system.
I'm just saying. Like,
Understanding
will it
of-
freeze solid or because like
Your
grapes? No, because grapes don't freeze solid. They still are a little
Your
bit.
understanding
bite.
of the physical world.
What I'm saying is, can it freeze to the point that I can't eat it? That's what I meant, and I'm sorry for
And
not.
how's
being
your
clear.
apple doing now?
I put it in the fridge.
Oh, you still want it crispy and chili.
I still want it crispy and
I
chili.
like a cold fruit.
I love
I
a
love
crispy.
I like
cold
a
apple.
sort of a lukewarm, sort of mealy apple. That's my
That
favorite.
is
No,
Just
that's
horrible.
mushy
disgusting.
and kind of grainy.
Dis-
Are you
disgusting.
joking? Please
He's
tell me,
joking.
Jake.
Yeah, that's terrible.
You never know, man. You have some weird preferences.
I don't actually have any preferences, and I don't know how I feel about anything.
Have you ever? Have you ever?
Except the Costco Ulta fucking.
No, I
unlimited
just say
policy.
things.
Oh, interesting. You're a
Yeah.
chameleon.
You
No, I'm
take
not a
positions.
Not a chameleon. I got a gift for gab. You know?
Yes.
He's a broadcaster.
I'm gabbing.
Yep, that is true.
I did Racine's podcast the other day, and then it's like we're like 30 minutes in. I'm like, well, the problem with freedom of speech, and it's like, I don't want to be doing this. It's like, why doesn't someone say something funny so we don't have to do this?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, I hate when you get locked into making points,
Yeah.
which I never do.
Yeah.
I get slippery, dude. Once
Yeah.
points start getting made, I'm out.
I get caught.
I'm ghost like Swayze.
I get
Mhm.
caught.
You do get caught because you want to be smart.
I want to
you-
sound smart,
You do.
but I'm not.
And I've given
I'm
up
actually
on
a
that.
pretty dumb person.
I just want to keep the conversation going.
Right. So you could have accused Racine.
We should get Milo Yiannopoulos on this show
That would be good. Yeah.
and have a real conversation.
We should get a black guy and just the entire time pretend like we think he's Scott Joplin for some reason.
Who's Scott Joplin?
The entertainer. We can interview him as if he's Scott Joplin.
Who's Scott Joplin?
He's a composer.
He's the entertainer.
The entertain. What do you mean the entertainer?
He was a piano player from the 1920s.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Entertainer, wasn't that a movie? Is that what you're talking about?
No,
He
it's
was.
the song.
It's also Cedric.
Cedric, the
Right.
Entertainer.
That's the real entertainer.
I would love to get a pod with Ced going.
I'd love to get any of the kings besides D.L. Hughley in the mix.
You're out on
Oh,
DL.
man.
And really, Bernie's out too because
'Cause
he's,
he's dead.
dead. So I guess it's just Steve Harvey or Cedric.
Did Steve Harvey must have fucked. Cedric fucked more than Steve Harvey, right?
Steve Harvey had a lot of divorces.
Oh, you
so
think he was a serial monogamist?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
You think Steve Harvey was getting side pussy with
saw-
his wig on?
I saw an Italian guy on the train today,
Mhm.
like real beefy, but like only chest and buys.
Hell
One of
yeah.
those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And he clearly had like nipple bars,
Yes.
piercings underneath his like tight white shirt, and like, you know, just the freshest haircut, and then a sleeve of Frank Sinatra and his mom.
Frank Sinatra's mom or his own mother?
It's like they're like
Clearly a
portrait-
real black and white picture.
Yeah, a photo, like a photorealistic portrait of Frank Sinatra on his bicep, and then it looped around with flowers and shit to his mom. And I only knew
The
it was
guy's mom or Frank Sinatra's mom?
his own mom.
Oh.
Because some woman was like, it
awesome.
was a very nice tattoo, and some
Yeah.
woman was like, "Is that your mom?" And he's like, "Yes, yes, it is."
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's,
He's like, "Where'd you get that?" He's like, "I got it in Queens. My cousin, he's an artist." You
That's
know?
so good.
But I can't imagine a more Italian tattoo.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like that guy is an alien.
His
trying
mom-
to pose as an Italian. Like it's like we
His
must
mom
get.
fucked Sinatra in like 47.
Yep.
During
That would
the
be awesome.
in-between phase of his career.
That's just a beefy guy, little ass legs. The nipple rings do kind of throw me off.
yeah, that was
That's the
weird.
one thing that they were.
Well, I saw the
shows
the
he likes to
portrait, and I was trying to
party.
figure out who the woman was because I saw the Frank Sinatra. That's on its own. I was
Killer.
like, I got to find out more about this
Respect.
guy.
Yeah, sir. Do you have a moment?
Yeah,
Can I?
and then you know, but yeah, he's wearing a tight white T-shirt, and you can clearly see his nipple piercings through the shirt, and it's like, okay, is this? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know.
Just yeah. Is he? He's probably not gay. I guess. Is he?
Well, he's Italian.
He's Italian.
Yeah.
That's true. It's a spectrum.
Yeah.
That's halfway to being gay.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like there's no gay Italians.
Oh, that's so true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about
There's
that.
never been one.
There has never been one, unless they're not purebred.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way. If their blood isn't 100% Siciliano,
How many steps are you doing a day?
10 G's
Yeah.
at least. Try and go
I
over
do
that.
I seem to be doing that like just incidentally.
On a day where you're traveling a bunch, sure, but there's days where you're just like writing at home or whatever, where you just got to get out.
Oh yeah, I guess I only did 3,000 on Thursday.
Yeah. See.
But yeah, it's like 12,000, 13,000.
I mean, when you go into the city and you take the train, you'll end up getting some nice steps in.
Mm-hmm.
But I walked over to I like to walk over the bridge sometimes. Like a lot of times after the fucking show, I'll walk into the city from here. Take the fucking Williamsburg Bridge.
Yeah.
It's nice, dude. Get a stroll on.
Yeah.
Elders got like fucking 35,000 steps in the other day.
Yeah. But
My man.
is he still fat?
He's looking good.
Oh, good.
He's lost a ton of weight actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's lost like probably 30 pounds at this point. He's like, yeah, looking, and he's so tall that it's like
It just falls right off.
falls right off. I'm jealous, dude.
Yeah.
I wish you could melt fat like I just stand near a heater.
I don't have trouble losing weight at all.
Really?
Yeah, as long as I like dial in my diet. I don't even really have to. I mean, I go lift weights, but like as long as the diet's on point, I don't really have to
Yeah.
do much. Yeah.
Nah, your boy's got that fucking thick Eastern European woman's metabolism, dude.
Mhm.
I'm a stocky little slut.
But do you count calories?
I was for a while.
Yeah.
And
if you
that,
do it consistently and like you're actually paying attention to that shit, I would like, because there's a lot of fat people that are like, I tried it. I tried everything and the doctors don't know why. And it's like, okay, so like how many calories are you eating? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I did it for 3 days and then I stopped and I started eyeballing things. And it's
Right,
like,
right,
I
right.
mean, if you get a food scale, weigh your shit out, like know exactly what you're fucking eating. Like maybe after that, then you can talk like an endocrinologist or whatever and see if something else is fucked up. But
yeah, well, they said I'm big boned.
yeah,
The
okay.
doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor said my bones are too big
Uh-huh.
because I'm fucking strong.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the bottom half. The top half, my bones are normal sized.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of the problem is that I'm too stocky.
Yeah.
Is that I'm too naturally powerful.
Yeah.
And so my weight is actually more.
Yeah. And this doctor you saw, was it a doctor or just a man who works at Jersey Mike's?
It was it was the guy trying to talk me into a monthly subscription to Jersey Mike's, and he told me he was saying
gold membership.
yeah,
plan.
he wanted me to get a recurring. He was like, "No, bro, I've seen it before. Your body type,
Mhm.
You need this.
Mm-hmm. And so I signed up with their meal plan. I've been doing meal prep through the Jersey Mike's. You know, they give you prearranged meals.
I've never had a sub there. Are they good?
They're okay.
I've only had it once when I was on my
The
way
Jersey
to an
Mike's
open
is
mic.
like, yeah, I've gone there a couple of times, and it's one of those places where you're like, oh, I could have just made this at home.
Yeah. It's like curly fries you could literally buy from the grocery
It's
store.
a step
and bake.
above Subway.
I was in one
hot
I
sandwiches.
was in one in Los Angeles one time, and I overheard one of the employees like talking to some other guy. Either I think this was a while ago, so it was either somebody like a customer, but he's overheard it, and he's like, "Yeah, actually, it's pretty cool because we actually got to go to New Jersey."
Do like corporate training.
Yeah, something like that. But it was just so
They
funny.
do a retreat in
That's awesome
Hackensack.
because it's like there's nothing New Jersey about these sandwiches. These
Yeah.
are just the most carry out
It's a
bullshit.
fucking bologna sandwich.
It's like a fucking cheesesteak,
Mhm.
which is a Philly. If it's anywhere, it's a Philly sandwich, but it's also
right
just
next
in
to
general.
Jersey.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. What part of Philly did they get to go to?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Jersey Mike from?
Patterson.
Long Island.
Long Island, Long Island, New Jersey,
Long Island.
on the fucking island.
Nothing but fucking Bon Jovi, all the other Jersey shit.
What are some beautiful Jersey bands?
Bon
The
Jovi.
Misfits.
The Misfits,
Mhm.
the Ramones.
The Feelies.
What are the Feelies?
There's some like
The Coppa Feelies.
indie band from the 80s.
Wow, that's fucking. Why do you know that, dude?
I used to be indie, dude. You know
You
that.
used to be an indie guy.
Yeah. You were punk. I was indie.
I was never punk. I was never punk. You claimed I was rockabilly. I was never rockabilly. I was a classic rock, bro, dude.
Mhm.
Just throw on some. Get the lead out, dude.
Mhm.
Throw on Led Zeppelin fucking 2.
Mhm.
Throw on Led Zeppelin 4.
I was a Zepp boy myself. Because I was also like
Throw on
gay and
Houses
into
of the
fantasy.
Holy. Yeah, dude.
It
They
was
did
like,
have
this
some Lord
shit's
of the
about
Rings shit.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's tight because it's like about orcs.
Dorks.
Dorks.
I love dorks.
Dorks.
They're called Arcs, but they're all from Oakland.
Orcs.
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 You damn orcs.
Got them fucking teeth. You know
We
what I
got
want
them-
to see?
We got them orcs scored. Scored.
Lord of the
scored.
Rings sucks so much.
Yeah,
dude.
it
Yeah, it
does.
sucks.
That shit is garbage.
I,
Garbage.
I didn't even finish the series.
But you said you were really into fantasy.
Yeah,
a
I
second
thought
ago.
fantasy shit was cool.
but did you
I
see-
wasn't. Yeah, I
You
read
just,
The Hobbit.
You just said you loved fantasy, and now you're saying Lord of the Rings sucks. You
yeah,
said
when I
you
was
liked Led
8, I
Zeppelin
liked.
because you said this is like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, when I was 8, I thought it was cool, but
But
I
you
was also
just-
not smart enough to read like a fucking 4-book, series, 3-book series.
Oh.
That was like what, like 2,000 pages long.
I liked Star Wars. That was my fantasy shit.
That's kind of fantasy.
I wanted to be Luke Skywalker.
It's
and
a
shit.
borderline between sci-fi
About
and
our
fantasy.
wars, and
Mhm.
then the Jedi use soft A, and the dark side is
Oh
using hard
yeah,
R.
yeah. The Jedi are all like fucking.
But Master Yoda, it feels better.
But Luke, you can't say hard R's, can you? Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hard R's.
That's yeah.
And then they got James Earl Jones to
Yeah.
play Darth Vader because
Yeah.
he's allowed to. Say
Luke, I am a
So would the Jedi all be like Michael Rappaport
Yeah,
type
Wiggers.
guys? Yeah, they're a bunch of wiggers. They're just wearing South Pole.
I would love it
and
if they
have,
put
like,
Michael
have chin
Rappaport in one
straps.
of those movies. If Michael Rappaport, because that's the kind of dumb shit they were doing.
What? Oh
You
yeah,
know-
in the prequels.
Yeah, it's like I was
Samuel
a fan
L.
of Star
Jackson.
Wars as a kid, so now I want to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Star
You know.
Wars.
And that's
Mace
how you get
Windu.
Barbara Streisand as a Jedi. That happened.
Oh yeah, I
think.
remember that.
Yeah, everyone remembers that.
It was a mix. It was like a tie-in
yeah,
between that.
Shia LaBeouf got to play Han Solo.
Mhm. He did for a second,
Yeah.
for a frame.
They would play Han Solo was a different actor every
Yeah.
time.
That was one of the cooler. more
I never noticed
revolutionary
that. I
things
thought it was
they
the
did.
same guy.
Mm-hmm.
No,
No.
you don't.
I
pay
wanted to
attention.
play Lando's co-pilot because I was a big fan. I was a celebrity too back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Not only am I a celebrity now,
But you
back
were
then
at the
I was,
ti- as a
I was
child
at,
actor?
At the time, I was also a
In the
celebrity.
70s.
They grew up watching Star Wars
no,
in the 70s.
in around 2000.
In
right?
around 2001, Adam.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is
Adam, please.
episode 1. It's the first one.
Episode 1, as in you got one chance
Mm-hmm.
to zip your lips.
I will, dude. Before what?
Hands up, don't shoot. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
The
That is
police.
a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good thing to bring up.
Hands. Yeah.
You got one chance before we unfurl those weird cone lightsabers that everyone had and put it in your ass.
Which cone ones? Oh, the
You know,
toy.
they're like,
yeah.
feels like they should have had a better way.
Those
to do
shits
that.
used to break.
I know.
You go way too hard on day one, and then your parents would take them away.
Me and my friends used to sword fight with those, and I would get welts all over my body because we would just go nuts.
Just wail on
just
each other.
fucking beat the fuck out of each
Just
other.
give kids swords to hit each other with.
Yeah, dude, I like the one where it would go. Zoom.
Yeah, that's the fancy one. That's
The
what rich
electric
kids
shit.
had.
When I got to play with one of those, I was fucking.
That's when you're at the rich kid's house.
It's good shit, dude. They were probably like $25. The shitty ones were $7.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of them still lit up though.
They probably still make those. Now I'm getting nostalgic, and I want to go beat the shit out of some kids.
I got nostalgic. I got nostalgic the other day for that.
Well, dude, we could just paint it like a broomstick red or something.
Yeah.
And then you could.
We would do that too. We would play with broomsticks, and we would fucking. Man, I miss being like 10. 'Cause you
Having an
can't really-
imagination.
Can't really get hurt.
Yeah.
We'd take broomsticks, and we would ride our bikes at each other, and then try to
Joust.
get them through the spokes.
Oh,
And
damn.
it'll lock the bike up, and you fucking fall off the front of the bike.
That's fucking
and
dangerous.
that was like my favorite game. I love playing that shit.
Did anyone get wildly fucked up?
I got fucked up. Yeah, I
Yeah?
would go over my handlebars all the time.
Jesus.
I remember one
Christ.
time I was riding like my friend's bike, and I tried to surf the bike.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
and
Respect.
I got up on the seat, and then my front foot was on the front, and then my front foot slipped behind the handlebars, and then got stuck in the wheel, flipped the bike, and I like went forward on my face.
No.
And some lady was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Shut up,
Shut up, bitch.
shut up." Yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah, no,
That's
you
right.
should-
I use the F word.
Yeah, it was tight. Yeah, you could just fuck yourself up and just get up. And be
Kids
fine.
are
Spring
fearless.
back. That's why we need fucking stem cells, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need that good baby shit.
Get back to childhood.
Yeah, I've been eating my own cum.
That's basically stem cells.
Mhm.
If if a girl has her period in your mouth and you eat your own cum, mix that up.
Yeah.
That's a baby,
A
basically.
girl will never have her period in my mouth or anywhere near me.
But if you
The
mix 'em
second a
up-
girl starting with that period shit, she's kicked to the curb.
She
dude.
has to be in a little house.
No,
outside.
she's dumped. Welcome to Dump City. bitch.
Oh, you dump every girl that gets her period.
Yeah, the disrespect. You're gonna try and have a period with me?
Bitch.
No. You're getting pregnant and then an abortion.
Every
month. Every damn month.
What about birth control?
Never.
No.
No.
Because
I
it's
don't like the way it
unnatural.
fucks with the bitch's juices. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? I don't like the way the pussy feels.
I know, dude. I can't stand when the consistency of
Okay,
their
yeah.
pussy juice is different.
Bitch, I don't like the way the juices feel when you're on that medicine.
You gotta get the marinade right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree with you, man.
Yeah, me too.
Don't Jews make women sit in a different little house?
Yeah.
No, they have to
They have a
go. They have to
period?
go into a bath, like a ritual bath called a mikveh.
Every month?
I think right after their pussies are stopped bleeding, they have to like wash their pussies out in some like jacuzzi, and then you go and then you fuck your husband through a sheet,
Oh, nice.
and that's how
They got a special pussy jacuzzi?
that's how babies are made. Yeah, it's called a mikveh.
Who cleans that out?
A very lucky man.
How about a movie called Mikveh Parents?
Uh huh.
And it's Robert De Niro. He's like, "You gonna fuck me through a sheet, Greg?
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
confused as to what
You gonna fuck me through a
mikvah
sheet?"
was a pun for.
No, I'm just So your Jew boyfriend, he bring his fucking sheet to fuck me through.
I have an asshole, Greg.
Yeah,
Can
she's
you
like-
fuck me through a sheet?
I didn't tell you this prior to this, but my dad was actually in the SS and he escaped. And it's a comedy where Ben Stiller is a Jewish man meeting a
Who's having his period, I guess?
no, that's just all this anti-Semitic shit. That
Oh, okay.
Robert De Niro, because once again, in my honest opinion, I find anti-Semitism to be abhorrent
Disgusting.
and disgusting.
Yeah.
Um,
You're outlining a ridiculous
I
scenario.
think it is
that
ridiculous.
you would hate to see.
I would hate to see something.
Honestly, it would be funny to see Hollywood try and make that a feel-good story.
Yeah.
It's just like a fucking Nazi.
Escaped Nazi criminal just meeting his daughter's boyfriend. Oh, the thing you should know about my dad is
And real quick,
his
before
name
you
isn't Anthony Tolino. It's actually Klaus von Sternberg. And he's from Auschwitz.
He volunteered his hometown, actually.
Yeah.
He kind of took the initiative and built a camp. It was
Mhm.
kind of a Field of Dreams situation where it's like,
if you build it, they
if
will
you
come.
build it, they will come. He's the architect.
Trains just showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Trainfuls of
If you
Jews.
build it, they will come.
What is that? A breast milking device, Greg? I got another device downstairs in my basement. Maybe I can show it to you. It's from my days in the service. And he's like, your dad tried to drill a hole in my skull and pour boiling water into it. He's just different, Greg.
Mangala.
Greg, he's just from a different time.
Do you have a twin, Greg?
Yeah.
Do you have a twin?
You have a twin brother, Greg? Can I see pictures of him?
Identical? Identical twin, Greg.
Mikvah parents.
Yeah, that sounds funny.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
What are some other things they do? that's
Interesting enough, the character's name was Fokker.
Gaylord Fokker.
Yeah.
What an awesome joke.
Was a funny joke.
The reveal was that his name was Gay Fokker.
Yeah.
Your name's Gay
funny.
Fokker?
It is. It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what the whole movie built up to.
Did you see Seth Rogen apologizing for a joke in like Pineapple Express where he says like, you know how I know you're gay or something?
Oh, that was
That was an improv scene.
no, that was
40-year-old virgin.
That's
Yeah.
like his first. That was his whole
Yeah.
big shit.
Yeah.
Did he apologize?
He's apologizing for it.
For him and Paul Rudd, right?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that comedy used to be funny. I wasn't susceptible to this.
I'm sorry that I was making a comedy about how society literally was at the time.
Yeah.
That it was of the time and whatever.
I mean, people still say that.
I know. We still say it.
And I will continue to.
That's why we're the only subversive art
Oh,
that's
yeah.
left.
That's true.
Come
basically-
town.
We're basically like the fucking Velvet Underground.
Yeah,
dude.
it's true.
I'm Nico, the sexy bitch.
I'm
Dorf.
the Velvet Underground, Ganondorf, Nico, and who did you say, Adam?
John Cale.
Who's that?
Who's the bassist?
I only know Nico and the main guy.
I only know
Lou
Ganondorf
Reed?
from Super
Yeah.
Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Oh, not from
Captain
Zelda.
Falcon.
No, I didn't play Zelda.
He was apparently like a big ass pig monster, which is cool. And then they made him his regular form, Super Smash, which I think sucks. I want big fat pigs to get.
Oh, wait, no, I did play. What was the one on Wii? Twilight Princess.
I never played that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
I never really got into the Wii.
The one on the new one, Switch, I played for
That
a little
shit
bit,
rocks.
and it's sick.
Yeah.
The new Zelda.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fuck, maybe I'll go
Breath
buy
of
that.
the
You can
Wild.
ride horses sort of like Red Dead.
It is a
Just
little.
gallop
It is
through the
pretty open
countries-
world.
Countryside.
Yeah, Twilight Princess was like that.
Yeah. Zelda does fucking rock. I just wish it was a little more like Grand Theft Auto.
Well, I would just wish you could fuck Zelda at the
I
end.
wish you could get some pussy from Zelda.
Yeah.
What does elf pubes look like?
I would love to get a piece of pussy from the bitch.
Excuse me, I must return this game from GameStop. Excuse me.
I only play M-rated games because maybe you get a piece of pussy from the bitch. And, E-games are for faggot babies. A baby is anyone who's gay. Did you know that when the baby is born, he is gay because he cannot get a piece of pussy and does not want it? But when you become puberty, when you hit first grade and you get pubes, because your final height will be 5'1". When you get kindergarten and you get pubes at 7, and you are taller than everybody else, but it's
That's what stopped it was.
That literally happened to me.
yeah. Well, European, like anybody from another country where the life expectancy is like 35,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a
is
second
true.
grader from fucking like Estonia is at that point he should have had a wife and a house.
Yeah.
Wife and kids.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you're hitting 9-10 years old and fucking
That's middle age.
Montenegro or whatever,
Yep.
you're already in prison.
You've
for
been working at the asbestos factory for 5
you've
years.
been in prison for political thoughts, for thinking things politically.
For listening to Rage.
Oh, dude, if they got Rage Against the Machine in fucking Lithuania,
Mm-hmm.
forget about
That
it.
would liberate all of these oppressed peoples.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them listen to Rage.
Mm-hmm. What about do we get enough mileage out of Zelda's pussy? Do you think? Or
Well, I always thought that Princess Peach was a fucking cock tease. in all those Mario games. Even as a boy, I'd be like,
As
you're
a
just
boy-
trying to save this woman who ostensibly
Well-
just keeps getting tooken.
But isn't it? That's Bowser's fault, though. You could. It stands to reason.
I
that
feel like
she
she's
gave
put in-
Mario pussy.
I feel like Mario's going through this. Plumber is going through, the.
You don't think Mario ever got pussy? He definitely.
I
did.
feel like it's just there's the promise of pussy, but I always assumed Mario wasn't actually.
I think
fucking
he's
at the
getting head off screen. I don't think they're going to show you.
Well,
It's a
I wanna
child's
see
Dude,
it.
it's a children's
I wanna
game,
see
you
it in
fucking
an-
idiot.
I wanna
Of
see-
course the princess is sucking his dick.
I want to see it.
Read between the lines.
He's a
It's
plumber.
called nuance in art, Adam.
Yeah.
He's an
You want
Itali-
them to fucking hand everything to you?
I feel like a plumber wouldn't fuck a princess normally.
Yeah,
I feel like she would view him as a laborer.
that's part of the whole thing.
It's like in No Country at the end when he checks his boots, and that's how you know he raped and murdered Llewellyn's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's checking his boots for blood and cum.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
it's
that
the
it was
same thing.
rape.
that is true.
Yeah, I think that's what the implication is that Anton Chigurh had a 6 or 7 hour long rape session in
I
the
always
house.
just thought he killed her, but I didn't know it was rape.
No, I believe he did rape her
'Cause he
sexually.
checked the boots.
And yeah, and there was probably
I didn't know that.
spent a long time tied up wearing different outfits and role playing.
He
and
was
stuff.
wearing outfits.
He was wearing like
so
a
the boots
leather
are kind of like his fuck boots
police officer outfit with whips and chains.
that he got from the gay section of
From-
Target.
Yeah, he was having gay sex in the house.
I watched
He
the-
actually killed it for catching him having gay
Yeah.
sex.
I watched this comedy from the 80s the other day called
Top or bottom?
Eating Raoul.
What do you mean, top or bottom? Top or bottom? Well, I don't know how to pick if you don't tell me what I'm
What
top or
I'm
bottom.
top or bottoming
top or
for.
bottoming for.
Just served.
For everything. You've been topping your entire life. You just don't know it. What? I don't know, sir. Well done.
Lucky. Keep that.
Don't put it in your ass.
Don't do
That's your
Don't do any
that's
gay
your
shit.
lucky butt plug. Don't put that in your ass. Or it will become just another butt plug, which it is.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
How can I help you, homo?
So calling people friend though.
Yeah.
Homo.
Oh,
What was this?
fuck.
Oh yeah, I watched this movie the other day, which was like a comedy from the 80s. This woman got raped. Like in a comedy, she got raped like 6 times. Like for comedic effect.
I know they really were raping a lot, but that, but
That's
honestly, Adam,
insane. No, stop it with the.
it's so fun to do.
It's fun. Okay, have your fun. Have your fun. I just like to see you guys having fun. Okay.
Oh, sorry. What was? I'm sorry. Were you talking? What were you saying, Adam?
Sorry,
I was saying I saw this
5 o'clock
movie.
already. Time to punch out.
It seems like you guys fell asleep, so I might want to say it again. Okay, now you're back asleep.
Oh fuck! Oh, shit.
yeah.
No, well, now that you're
Sorry,
up,
I'm awake, I'm
I saw
awake.
this
a
movie.
giant bubble popped out of my mouth and woke me up.
Yeah, there was just rape for comedy in movies.
What movie?
This movie called Eating Raoul.
Damn. Dude,
But,
Raoul's pussy.
What?
Is Raoul
This-
a girl with a pussy?
Raoul's like this Mexican guy who attempts rape at the end of the movie, and then they kill him. And then they
What?
eat him at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert, sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, it's a comedy?
It's a comedy about this couple
Are
who are
you
like
sure you were watching a comedy?
No, yeah, they're like this uptight couple, and then they like live down the hall from these swingers, and one of the swingers like is drunk at the party and busts into their house and then tries to rape his wife.
Oh, he busts inside
He
their
busts,
house.
yeah, he busts in, and then the
Yeah,
husband
it doesn't
kills
sound
him.
likely. Next.
The husband kills him, and then they find out that there's this,
Next.
there's this dog food company.
Could you not?
I'm pretty sure it's a comedy.
How about no?
How about no
How
thanks?
about no?
They
man?
keep selling corpses to a dog food company that's like making it into dog food.
Oh, like in Wallace and Gromit.
So then she like puts
There's
out
a
an
dog food
ad.
company in the movie Wallace and Gromit.
Maybe.
Remember that?
Mhm.
And the dog turns out to be a robot.
I don't.
You don't?
No.
A shave too close.
Never saw it.
You never saw Wallace and Gromit?
I saw like part of it on a plane once.
Bum 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 bum. Those are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told this story already about that bitch that looked like Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, that you fucked.
Well, I was kind of sexually
He
assaulted.
was
or whatever.
in love with her.
I was not.
You
at
were
home.
yeah.
yeah. You were previously
was-
married.
She gave me a butt job.
Adam was in love with a 2, an Israel 2.
Oof, that's a tough conversion.
In Israel too. I don't know. They got hot girls there, I guess. Gal Gadot.
That's the age of opposing soldier. That's the age they'll start killing an opposing soldier at.
Well, that's the
At 2.
Yeah, and it's an enemy combatant at 2 in the Geneva
right. Under the Tel Aviv Convention.
There's nothing against the law about killing a 2-year-old.
I always thought it was weird that it was called the Geneva Convention.
Why? Because it took place in Geneva.
No, because lady named
Lady Godiva.
Man, imagine a lady named Geneva being like, y'all can't use explosive
Nah,
bullets.
this fucked up, y'all.
Y'all
got me fucked up. Y'all
Yeah.
be torturing each other and shit.
Y'all can't be putting poison on the swords.